Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bears Eye Argia and the Fast and the Furriest version, the side quest with Barca and his loving children. Yeah.
Eh,
Anybody
children.
have children?
Yeah.
Children?
I am still a child.
Oh yeah. I've heard my parents talk. They still refer to my 40-year-old ass as a child.
Oh
So
no. My children will be my children until the day I die, which will be hopefully long after they're both adults. I was more removing the appellation of loving. We're
fair enough.
working it out.
Does anybody have anything they need to say beforehand? Any announcements or anything before we jump in?
I'm excited to be here.
Ditto.
Same.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna plug my shit because I can. First and foremost, keep going back to the Blind GM Twitch stream. We still stream there periodically. We're gonna be having some one-offs with some of the familiar faces. We still have some one-shots popping up every now and again with some new and interesting and fun other creators that I've met through the various courses of my various social media shenanigans. And also, check out the YouTube. Not to be that guy, but smash that like button, subscribe. Evidently,
bell.
and ring that bell. Evidently, and I learned this like I was today years old when I learned this. Evidently, if you download it, it helps the metric a lot too. I don't know. I just incidentally, as a point of interest, I don't know if you want to do anything about that.
Bunny told you.
Some bunny told me at some point here. Some bunny once told me. Anyway,
Ooh.
too soon. Sorry, too soon. That lead singer just passed away.
You
Not
get
too
an
long ago.
uninspired. You get an
Oh.
uninspiration toggle
Oh
for that.
come on!
Ooh.
Everybody
I will
loved
impose
Smash Mouth. I
disadvantage
don't.
on you at any given moment.
No, I refuse. I refuse to accept your disadvantage. Anyway, so go do the things. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Also, since we're here anyway, go check out our friends Epic Realms. Go check out Seven Tail Fox, whose kit I don't know exactly where. It's the fox person on the screen, as opposed to the bunny person on the screen. It's the VTuber fox person on the screen, the only VTuber we have right now. So go with that.
Hey.
Go check out Seven Tail Fox. He's been streaming a lot of Starfield lately, which seems like it's been a lot of fun.
Yes, I know very little about how the game works still. I went into it super blind, which I haven't done in a long time, but it's making things really difficult. It's fun.
So yeah, go check out our friends. They do things that are fun. Other than that, Darren, why don't you take this away from me before I keep rambling?
No problem. Just a heads up, Kotatsu. I think your mic's got a little bit of a connection issue. It's a little bubbly,
Ooh.
gargling a little bit.
That any better? Or is it still kind of...
Say more
Speak a
things.
little bit more.
I will continue to say things and keep talking and make noises until... Is it still kind of...
Nope.
Kind of popping in and out. I can.
Weird.
It's subtle. It's not like it's not like not being understanding, but it's there. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try
If
turning
you
off
launch-
the headset and back on. We'll see if that helps.
If you launch
So-
just a soliloquy, we might lose you. So
All right. While that is getting figured out, I will give us a little bit of a recap. So, the bugbear Barca has left his group, the Berazaya Argia, on a side quest to go help his friend Tia. And doing so, he has gone all the way across the world to go and gather with his children to help him on this quest. Once they ended up leaving the lair of the Acolyte, the group found themselves in a dark wooden enclosure to start off their Arganessan adventure, as they just arrived on the infamous continent of Arganessan. With some perception rolls and IKEA's oblivious ability to get to a crack in a oblivious ability to get to a crack in a crate, see some clues where they are. Don't know what that means. IKEA then punches out one of the slats of the crate and is able to see now that they have arrived at some sort of dock inside of a giant crate. Wayfair Misty steps outside of the crate as his brothers and sisters break through the crate and tumble onto the dock in front of a giant city. Funny enough, no one thought to ask the name of the city throughout this entire episode. Not one person. But
In my defense, my character has low intelligence.
that, and they're all Barca's children, so.
And in my defense, the creatures that I was talking to are the ones least likely to know the actual name of the city.
Ooh,
And
good
in
point.
my defense, I didn't think of it.
My defense, I'm a child.
Oh boy, oh boy.
We've been over this. We're all children.
This is when it's going well, guys. This city
No, my
is
defense.
this city is extremely colorful, and there are factions of people dressed in solid colors everywhere. After Barca pops out of the water, IKEA investigates a curious plant. Chase calms their son, and the group starts looking for silver-clad people, as Wayfair quickly puts together that the faction's solid colors are the same of the different dragons pictured in the portraits of dragons that adorn the side of the buildings. After some prodding by Mayfair, Rocker goes and talks to his ship captain. The captain isn't charmed by Mayfair and quickly boots him off the ship. At the same time, Kotatsu talks to some seagulls and finds out a direction to go into to go find the silver-clad faction, hoping to find the faction that Argentia is a dragon of. Kotatsu also befriends a bunch of seagulls at the same time as he feeds his rations to said flock of seagulls. Later to be named after the band before they all take their leave of him by the end of the session. I don't know what I wrote there. Sorry. Suddenly, the group sees a giant triceratops, something they have never seen. Atop the triceratops is a frog-like creature called a grung. Kotatsu yet again has a conversation with an animal and has a conversation with the dino and finds out his name is Ralph. After Dora makes a move towards Ralph, the group starts noticing a large congregation of grungs. Yes, a group of frogs is called a congregation. I believe they also can be referred to as an army. I digress. Wayfair yet again prods his brother to perform, but as Rocker reached for his instrument, the grungs pulled their spears out and encircled the group. The group reluctantly jumps out onto the cart being pulled behind Ralph. Oddly enough, Kotatsu now having the best day of their life, and Dora is having a bad one. The group also spots 3 bugbears dressed in green in a different part of town, and Rocker spots a silver-clad area in a different part of the town. But they are already on course and can't change which direction they are moving. They headed to the Red Faction District, specifically to King Chabannes's congregation. Once there, the king doesn't trust the group, but says he can offer a challenge. If the group were to win the challenge, he would help them find their friend. The group accepts the challenge shortly afterward. Instead of being thrown into a cell, the group was invited to dinner. Rocker and the king play a duet. IKEA finds out that her challenge is just beginning and far more difficult than the current one they are on. Her vein-like tattoo grows on her forearm even more so as the day grows longer. A gong rings and the group is told that it's time for the challenge. On the way to the arena, Barca tells his kids he is proud of them, but will be more proud of them if they win the challenge. The group enters the arena, but not like any arena before them. This was a fight of honor, and all of honor, and all in the name of a fair challenge. The fight begins, and as the rounds of battle start to cycle through, the audio cacophony of rages happening sounds almost like a musical composition that brings a tear to Barca's eyes. Everyone deals damage with clubs, spears, floofs, but not arrows, to just the king. Except for Wayfair and Dora, who did 3 points of lightning damage to Ralph. Wait, except for Wayfair and Dora, I don't know what
I've hit him.
you hit him.
We
Oh,
were the only two. We were the only two that hit.
you were the only two.
Yeah.
strike.
Yeah, Wayfair and Dora were the only two that to hit Ralph. I remember why I wrote this because we thought it was just Wayfair at the end of the last episode, but it was Dora as well because she did 3 points of lightning damage to Ralph. That being said, later on we find out that Ralph paid no mind to the damage dealt to him, and he said it was all honorable. After Katatsu lands the final blow to the king, the crowd cheers. The Fast and the Furriest have won the challenge. Chase revives King Chobani. The group voted for the forest route. Sadly, the water route got voted down despite its support from various other siblings. On the way out, Ikea asks Chobani one more time if he knew anyone who would marry a creepy guy. He reiterates her challenge is a tough one and gives her his bow after she yanked 2 of his short arrows out of her chest. The group moves down the shortcut, and here we are. That reminds me, did you get your stat? You got the stats for the bow, correct?
I did not, but I will find them.
It's in the chat.
Got it.
Probably up.
Yeah,
Right
I'll find it.
Yeah. Wayfair, if at some point you make maybe I couldn't figure out how to get that particular weapon onto D&D Beyond, which might be helpful for IKEA if IKEA's on D&D Beyond.
Sorry, I had to step away and deal with the kid thing. Which weapon are we talking about?
Kermit's Vengeance, is that what I called it?
Kermit's Wrath.
Kermit's
Wrath.
Wrath.
Okay, I will find it and see what I can do.
I am loving this.
In fact, the string of that bow is a banjo string.
Amazing.
Of course it is.
Every time you hear it, you just hear the beginning
Doing.
of Rainbow Connection.
Beautiful. He is gonna try to play it next time Rocker flips out of tune.
Whenever you get a crit, it's just a rainbow.
Amazing.
Right. So the group is currently walking down a forest-based path. And what you're walking down, it's pretty pronounced. I mean, for those of you, I mean, we're from Minnesota, so hiking in the woods is not different for any of us out there. So, like, I wouldn't call this like a paved path in a very nice state park. This is a path that is traveled by, but mostly like if you had a path going to an outhouse kind of path. It's there, but it's not. You can mostly see it, but it you can be lost if you're not fully paying attention, especially if you get into more an open part of the forest. But currently, you are in a very densely covered forest. It's in its jungle and nature. It's kind of weird. The trees and everything are. It's a very diverse group that you just don't normally see it, and it could be confusing to those who have a lot of skill in nature, as you're seeing things like the equivalent of having like birch trees and palm trees in the same forest. Like, it's just a bit different. The way that the flowers are they look tropical, but then you have almost like Midwestern-esque grass that grows up in between them. The other thing that you all are aware of too is that you've been going for a while now. You've had dinner, you had the challenge, and it seems like it's getting a little dark. That is currently where you are. Oh, and one last caveat. It is hot. It is ridiculously hot. It is sticky. It is thick. If you waved your hand in the air, you swear you can see it parting water particles in the air. That kind of uncomfortable heat, and especially for the bugbear folks walking through said jungle. The other thing that you just can't get away from are bugs. They are thick. They're always around you. They're nesting themselves in your fur at different times, making it hard to kind of get the bugs out. In fact, every once in a while you get these big, huge looking flies that actually get caught in your fur and try to fly out, but because of the way that bugbear hair can be a little coarse, they get in there, so you kind of have to dig and pull it out, and you pull some hairs out while you're doing it at the same time. It's not the funnest walk in the woods that y'all have ever been on. That being said, go forth. What is it you'd like to do?
Are there any birds in this forest that eat said bugs?
Roll your perception.
Let me see here. Perception. Ooh, 11.
Ha.
You don't really see any birds around. You look around the branches, you don't see anything up in there, you don't see any nests around, you don't see any you don't see any birds kind of moving around.
Okay. Well, there goes that plan.
You don't have speak with insects?
Well, I don't know if an insect would be intelligent enough to communicate with.
You could try.
I suppose I could. I'm gonna use why not? I'll use speak with animals and see if I can ask the bugs politely to leave my fur.
Are insects considered animals in terms of D&D?
That is the question.
We have a little echo going on
Yeah.
on I think Rocker's microphone.
Got reverb.
Reverb on me?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I am also looking something up real quick.
I feel like there was an exception for insects, or like there was very, very limited communication with them.
I know, and I'm also thinking of like that moment that Jester had with Crabgrass too, though.
Yeah, but that was the Feywild.
That was the Feywild. That is a fair point.
She did not have a conversation. Well, no, she did have a conversation with bees.
All right.
Because it was the hello bees.
Hello, bees.
I'm just trying to find what. Yeah, I can't find any actual insect cards. I have Swarm of Insects and a you can turn into a giant insect, but I was curious if there was like precedence or something, but there is not. I will say this. How do you do anything to ask said flies or bugs to leave your body, like when you speak it?
I mean, I don't think I need to like specify a particular type of animal or anything when I cast Speak with Animals. So I think I'll be probably going back and forth between trying to talk to the bugs directly, being like, "Hey, please get out! I don't want you here."
Let me rephrase. What is the phrasing you use? Because that, I mean, it's like the difference of words you might use for Barca over,
Gotcha. Probably like, please leave and go elsewhere. Or go away. So he'll be alternating between that and basically like shouting to all of the forest creatures, because something's got to eat bugs. Like, hey,
yeah,
I got a whole bunch of bugs for whoever wants to eat them.
So just so
Real
we're
friendly.
clear,
Smorgasbord.
I just for my own knowing, you are screaming this out in the woods.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay. I will say this, as you're screaming, not all of the bugs leave you, but like 2 like seemingly fly away. And you're not quite sure if it's what you said or if it's just the nature that they were done.
All right. Well,
That
two's better than none.
That being said, nothing is has responded to your calls out into the wild.
Got it.
So the group is in the forest, and currently Kotatsu is screaming, was just screaming for the bugs to get away or something, come take care of these bugs. What else is the group doing?
Moping.
Yeah, I'm having a terrible day. And it's just got worse because now I'm sticky.
You just imagine the wet dog smell.
Yeah.
I can imagine a swampy wet dog smell, but that's a whole other story involving my dog.
Still
You are
echoey,
still
brother.
speaking down a long
Very.
tunnel. Echo, echo, echo.
Well, as the group keeps traveling, the sun does reach the horizon and it is starting to get dark. The temperature is starting to drop, which is actually kind of nice. It feels good, but it is dropping quicker than what you would kind of almost anticipate. Almost kind of desert-esque when you get to like high heat in a desert all the way down to kind of oddly cold. So you're starting to feel that temperature swing, but it feels in the immediate good on your furry bodies. The bugs start to dissipate a little bit and they start to go off, like they kind of start to go deeper into the woods. The path you're on is still kind of winding through this dark, murky forest. Well, now even darker, murky forest.
Like getting cold enough for snow?
No.
Just comfortable.
I mean, if it drops
Yeah.
from 90 to 60, it's gonna feel significant.
Well, yeah.
As we're gonna find out here in the next couple of days. I guess keep following the path. I'd removed my big heavy winter coat when we first got here because it was already warm. I am gonna kind of pull it out, but I'm not gonna put it on just yet. Because if it continues to drop, my concern is that I'm going to be chilly. And I'm already miserable enough in one direction. I don't need to be miserable in the other.
Quick audio check. Is this
Great.
any better?
Much
Beautiful. Perfect.
Okay.
That made me so happy in that moment. Right
Sorry
there.
about that.
Oh, it's all good. If we don't have audio issues, it isn't one of my recordings or streams. I genuinely get concerned when we don't have audio issues.
Because what else are the gremlins getting into?
Let's not tempt them in that way.
Yeah.
Just reminding the player, we were told to go into this direction to pass into the Silver Dragons area, correct?
Yeah, it's one of the ways you could take to get to the specific mountain I have to remember it. Hold on one second. I wrote it down here.
Silver Claw Peak, I believe.
Yep, Silverclaw Peak.
And I guess the question is, does Adam doesn't actually remember off the top of his head, but does Wayfair know the nature of silver dragons? Do they prefer the cold?
I would say that you probably, knowing this was coming and knowing that throughout the last few days between finding the acolyte and getting over to the different areas that you've gotten to through travel and stuff, that you probably would have done some reading on a silver dragon, or at least learning a little bit.
Sure.
What you know about silver dragons isn't a ton, because there isn't always a ton of information about dragons out there. There's a lot of folklore. There's definitely different information that you've heard or read about when it comes to a great prophecy when it comes to dragons. But the one thing you do know about silver dragons is that they tend to mostly stick to the air. Like that's their vibe, is being up high, up in the clouds. And so they're not necessarily cave dwellers. If they're gonna like kind of hang out, like if they're gonna be comfortable, it'll be on clouds and things like that.
So up high is better, but up high also tends to be a little chillier.
In general, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so he's wondering how much of this is the weird temperature changes, or like the natural progression of day to night, versus transitioning into the area controlled by the silver dragons.
Roll your investigation as you're walking.
Okay.
Are we appearing to go uphill?
Roll your perception.
$23 for perception.
I am on the wrong.
Gone up, you've gone down, you've gone up, you've gone down. It's really at this point is like that you haven't gone, like it's not like you've like ascended a mountain by any point at any given moment yet.
25 investigation.
25. Okay, so here are the things that you pick up. You can kind of almost pick up what direction you're going because of the way the moss is growing on the trees. And you have figured out you're traveling south. Just by your knowledge on different traveling pieces. The other thing you recognize, it's insanely quiet. Outside of some of the bugs that you hear that have been like burrowing in your fur and getting tucked into the woods. Other than that, all you hear is the sound of wind through the trees, and even then it sounds kind of eerily quiet. There are lots of different types of flora and fauna, but mostly on the side of like where you were in colorful flowers before. Now a lot of that has dissipated. The trees have gotten bigger and thicker. There's a mixture of old oaks to pine trees. It's just a fascinating, like you would definitely be fascinated in the diversity of what is in the trees and the flora and fauna around you. But now you're seeing an uptick of like moss and mushrooms and other things that kind of grow from things that have like different trees and stuff that have fallen and died and stuff like that. So you're looking at a lot more of that, like almost an eerie amount of like that type of mushroom sets and all different kinds, especially the moss too. Almost looks like it's suffocating the forest in the trees to a certain extent. But your path is still, traveling. You're still like, there's still like a path in front of you, but you don't see an end to it. Just looks like you're walking through the forest still. That's kind of what you pick
Um,
up.
I think Wayfair at this point is actually going to turn to the rest of the group. I'm still, um, I'm still a bit injured after our last. There we go. After our last combat. Is there any chance we might take a little rest before we continue forward?
Sounds
When-
Not
good.
like a night. I don't need to sleep necessarily, but just maybe like an hour of breather.
Works for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I
guess
took a couple
much-
hits.
How much time from our fight to getting on the road did we have? Just curious.
I mean, it was pretty quick. I'd say maybe 30 minutes. You know,
Okay.
you had the conversation and then you were right on your way. There wasn't even too much time spent.
So yeah, a short rest would probably be a good idea.
All right. Is that what the group would like to do then? Take a quick short rest?
Yeah.
Sure.
I would like that. I
Okay.
can.
And then where are you taking short rest? Are you just gonna hang out right on the path there, or
I mean, we were
Mhm.
given explicit instructions to stay on the path at all costs, or was this take this path this way and go?
the information you remember from Chobani was that there are no easy routes in Arganessen. There, even though there are like there are paths and things that can make it easier, there isn't anything necessarily easy, and everywhere you are you need to take it serious, because death is around any corner. So that's kind of like what he kind of told you before you went out on your way, especially when you guys were asking about the different options that were available to you between the water and the mountain and all that kind of stuff, or water, air, and forest.
So Wayfair is going to suggest that perhaps we don't stay directly on the path in case we, block the way, because that's just rude. But he does advocate. I'm sort of an indoor kid. If somebody who's better with outdoorsy things wants to maybe find a better spot to rest than another, that may not be the worst thing.
I mean, I got some survival skills. I can try.
I mean, if we found a tavern, I could probably negotiate some room and board.
Well,
I feel like we're not inclined to run into a tavern.
I'll look.
Go ahead, roll your survival.
I'll keep trying to find some animals, see if they know of any safe places.
25.
25.
Nice.
As you're walking just a little bit further, you don't necessarily find anything that would help an indoor kid, but but you do find kind of a spot that's just like kind of like a spot that opens up to the left of you, and like right beyond the path there's kind of a smallish area where you all could probably congregate, but relatively close together, that seems a little more comfortable than the just resting and necessarily right on the path.
I don't think Wayfair was indicating, please find me a penthouse. It was more of a, I don't have the skill set to know what's good.
Hey, phrasing matters, especially in this group.
It
True.
really does.
So we find a place.
Yep.
Okay.
So is everybody taking a short rest?
Think so.
I have
Yeah.
every intention of taking a short rest.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to sleep, but you're just not doing anything.
Right. Let's see here.
Okay, I've got hit dice I can do.
I'm gonna use that barbarian hit dice because there's more.
As you all sit down, and just as you start to take your rest, The sun has gone beyond setting. It's below the horizon now. It is dark. In fact, where you all are at, it's very, very dark. But as you look up, you can see stars through the top. Like as you're peering up through the forest canopy, you are able to see actually kind of an amazing amount of stars. The light pollution that usually comes with from where you all are from is very non-existent in Arganessen. There isn't like any light really that you can see that is even coming close to fill the sky, unless it's anything that would happen to come from anybody in this group. But it is dark. It is dark outside of being able to see those stars above. Good news is you all are bugbears, so you have dark vision up to a certain point. It's not magical dark, so.
But we're gonna be worried.
So everybody takes a short rest, so go ahead and use whatever hit dies or reset whatever spells you have the ability to do. That being said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, go ahead.
I can perform a Song of Rest that will add a D6 to your healing roll.
Nice.
So I will perform that.
Wonderful. And what did you use to perform said?
I used my axe, of course. Sang a little melody.
Akil join in on the short bow. Probably clashes.
Yeah, it only
She's really
No, it's
into it.
it's a good baseline. It's a good baseline.
There you go.
it plays one note.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a good baseline as
It's
long
a
as
good-
you stay in that key.
Just
It's like, yeah. You know the
Yeah.
kids who like play like one, like riff on the guitar. They just play it over and over. Yeah.
Mhm.
The 4 chord just ends up with the 5th on the bottom. The 5 chord ends up with the 3rd on the bottom. It's just inversions. It's all great.
It's fine.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Squeezy.
Perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Kotatsu, as we are getting towards towards the end of this short rest, and everybody is kind of zoning out on this music, you feel like a subtle rumble in the ground underneath you.
Ooh.
And it's almost like kind of percussive. It's almost like a but low, and you don't hear a sound as much as you feel that kind of coming up from a rock that you're leaning up against to be comfortable while you're still frantically looking for different animals.
Does it seem pretty steady and like rhythmic, or is it kind of like?
It's very kind of almost rhythmic, almost like it's a slow metronome.
Hey, Rocker, are you doing this?
Am I doing what?
Making the ground play?
Making the crown play. What are you talking about?
And Rocker, as you kind of walk over there and you step on the rock that he is like sitting on and perched up against, you also feel
Is that not you?
Nope.
Oh. Do you know what it is?
could be 3/4 time or a really slow 6/8. I'm not 100% certain.
Oh,
Do any of
I-
us feel that?
I see.
I mean, you're hearing the conversation go on right now. I mean, no one's sleeping. You guys are all short resting, so you're hearing this conversation happen. But so far, Kotatsu is the only. Kotatsu and Rocker are the only ones on the kind of the rock formation that's making kind of receiving the vibrations that
Like, what is
And
the
then-
shape of this rock?
it's just a rock. I mean, I'm sure if you got real creative, you would say it could be like look like an elephant, but it's mostly like a rock.
As far as for Kotatsu, Rocker is totally going to go in the wrong direction as far as where this conversation should be, and be like, so 3/4 is kind of like a waltz sort of rhythm to it, but 6/8 is kind of like a sea shanty, and so you got to do the thing, and he's just going.
I go
down
touch
road
the
of-
rock.
As that
Kotatsu remains completely bewildered by what Rocker is saying, but is like trying to follow along as best as he can and just kind of going, oh, okay.
Wayfair, you feel that same vibration.
Do I know of anything that might, in nature or in magic, that might do something like that?
As far as you, I mean, you're smart enough without having to roll to know that these are like something's impacting the ground. That's transferring the vibration from that into the rock, and then making it discernible for everybody in the group because of that rock. It's transferring the energy up into you. So it's a scientific approach that you kind of come up with, like, yeah, there's something impacting the ground making this happen. But how far? Could be far away, considering you're not feeling it in the ground immediately around you, and you're feeling it through the rock. Yeah, could be coming from under the ground, could be coming from above the ground. You just know something's impacting the ground.
There's something quite large nearby. We should probably take precautions.
I mean, that was the whole rest, so that we're full up.
Well, in this particular case, then, the precaution probably ought to be we vacate.
I'm good with that. I mean, we all can see, so.
Indeed.
I just noticed your name on the Zoom, Darren.
I stand by it. All right, so the group heads out onto the path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who comes out of the forest first? And you can roll for it if you want.
What was our marching order before? Because I feel like that would make the most sense.
I don't think we had a marching order on the way out.
Rocker will go first.
Aki'll come right after. Maybe it's something that would marry a creepy dude.
Just a fixed mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
Rocker, as you come out of the forest, you look to your immediate right, and there you see 5 humanoid-ish looking creatures. They all of a sudden get notice of you and start to make their way towards you slowly, kind of making inaudible weird sounds.
What do they look like?
I would say they're about 40 feet away from you on the path as they're now making their way towards you. They kind of a mixture of different. You have some dragonborn. You have some tabaxi, all moving relatively slow. A mixture of different creatures slowly making their way towards you, not saying anything.
In Goblin, I'll whisper back, we got some groupies.
Okay.
Okie dokie. I will upon hearing that, I will activate the comprehend languages on my hat.
Do they
Nice.
look friendly?
No.
Ugh.
And you don't hear languages, but you do hear just moans.
Oh,
Do
What are-
the rest
what-
of us see these now?
Dora, what are they saying?
Yes, you all are at this
they're not
point. You've all
saying
come out
anything.
onto the path because you guys weren't y'all weren't trying to go okay, Rocker's gonna go check it out and then I'll go. It was everybody's kind of forming on, and Rocker stops and it's almost like a Scooby-Doo-esque, like everybody runs into each other as they get out of the woods. And you all are
All of
seeing
that
this.
tracks.
They're all within 15 feet. And now that they are this close, you can, in the dark, I mean, you have dark vision, but details aren't always the easiest in this amount of dark. You could swear that they are not alive. I want everybody to roll initiative.
That's what it was.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah. I was like, they're
That's-
moaning creepy.
Doorbell. I don't know if
No,
that picked up on
these
my mic
are
or not.
my glasses.
Oof.
Did you want me to keep track of Anish again?
Oh, that would be great.
Then I shall do so.
Oh shit! I dropped up. No, I didn't.
Yeah, not bad. Could be worse.
Sadly, I rolled really, really well for.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh, it doesn't matter though. They're really bad at this. Oh, that's right. They're not fast.
Oh, whoops. Mine should have actually been a 5, not a 6. Okay, let's see. Let me go around the room here. So, Dora,
I'm
Yeah.
16.
16. What's your Nishman?
-1.
While you're right there, the Bads scored a 16 -2. Just figured it'd be easy to put that in there.
Yes.
Fair.
I'm
IKEA?
just one step above a zombie.
13.
What's your Nishman?
7.
Oof.
Oh wait, I get advantage on initiative. Hold up. Nope, we're stuck with that.
Fair enough.
Fair. Wayfair?
I had a 15 with a +0.
Katatsu?
18 with a +3.
Is there anybody else I'm missing?
I think that was
Then-
everything.
At the top of the round,
Oh, Barca and Shays. I'm sorry. I just pulled up the map and was like, oh yeah. Hold on one second.
Those guys, that's right.
Barca got a 24. Shay's got a 6.
Oh, I just looked at the map. What?
Oh, there's a bunch of undead over there.
Yeah, there's some groups.
Well, like you said, there's some groupies.
Groupies. Lots of groupies.
okay. So then top of the round would be Barca with Kotatsu on deck.
Oh. There we go. So these actually are here because I'll wait it a little bit. Okay, so you said Barca first?
Yep, Barca with Kotatsu on deck.
All right, so Barca is Barca gonna show kids how done. And he's actually just gonna go right into battle mode because that's what he does. That will hit. That will hit. And that will miss. Dang. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just playing solitary. Barca comes running up and takes these huge giant swings, and with the first one he cleaves right down the center of one of these dragonborn looking zombies, splits him in two, takes it right out, and then goes for one that's right on the same other side and cuts it, like it goes straight down through one, but then changes his swing up and goes right through the middle of another, and then that one also is dead, and Barca takes out just two willy-nilly.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's Barca.
After Barca is Kotatsu with Dora on deck.
All right. Well, Katsu is going to go into a rage with a and is going to charge at, I guess, the other group. Oh, I suppose I need to figure out what his wild magic does on this rage. Hold on. Where is that?
Love the idea of wild magic. Now I want a character with one.
Oh my
Right?
god, right?
All right, so we got an 8 on the wild surge table.
The next one shot all wild mages.
Oops, all wild mage.
Oh, yes,
That
it
would
happened.
be crazy.
It happened. Okay.
What happened?
So, because he did the rage before he actually charged in there, we're going to say that this particular effect targeted the kind of northmost one in this group, because that one was within 30 feet. It gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. The one that's the farthest away?
The kind of furthest north, so kind of the closest to the group, the one I'm pinging in the map here.
Oh, that one right there. Okay.
Yeah.
A Constitution saving throw.
Yep. DC is 16.
5.
Okay, well, it definitely fails that. So it's going to take 6 points of radiant damage.
Holy shit. That's actually...
And it is blinded until the start of my next turn. As a just laser beam of light shoots out of Kotatsu's chest directly in its face.
Ooh.
That reminds me of another
Wow.
gaming story involving your character.
So, like, as you do this and you shine, that light comes beaming out from your screaming rage, like nervousness. This light shoots right through, like, the shoulder of the zombie, knocks an arm off, and the zombie's like, and kind of like lunges kind of towards your direction still, but you did some damage to it. What was the total again?
It was 6 points of radiant damage, and it is blinded until the start of my next turn.
And blinded. All right.
And then since that one's already hit, when he charges in, he's going to start recklessly attacking the one directly south of him.
Got it.
So, reckless attack. Roll it with advantage. That will be a 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
And I rolled a 1 on the die. So that'll be a total of 9 points of magical slashing.
9 points of magical slashing. Okay.
Yep. And if it's still up, we'll attack the same one.
It is.
All right. And that will be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
This time for... That's much better. 16 points of magical slashing.
16. How do you want to do that?
All right, so chest laser fires out from his chest. He charges in, starts swiping at the other dude. He kind of like does one swing, but he kind of misjudges it in his initial panic. But then he kind of like gets into the zone of being terrified. And then kind of like Barca just like cleaves right down the center and it just kind of falls in two.
Nice. Yeah, and you hear Barca, "Good job, son," just from across the way. Awesome. Next up.
Dora with the baddies on deck.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kotatsu, was that your turn?
Oh, yes, that would be my turn.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead, Dora.
Okie dokie, okie dokies. I'm going to rage, because that's always fun. And I'm also going to move up to this guy. They have to do a dex save.
Okay. Which is unfortunate.
Dex
Also
save
for them.
15.
15 is the save. So got the save.
Okay. That's fine. I'll save for half. So they will take 1 point of electrical damage, and then I will hit them recklessly because I can.
Noted.
Because, yeah, I don't have advantage. No. Normally. So, recklessly. For 24.
24 will hit.
Okay, cool. Then that will be 10 points of bludgeoning. For the first hit, and second hit, 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Ugh. And then 11 more bludgeoning.
Okay, hold on 1 second here. Finally. Surprised this didn't work before. You hit, and you run up and you throw that lightning blast that comes from your rage, and it just kind of comes off and hits the arm of the zombie, and then kind of that electricity kind of lights up the teeth and everything, but you didn't hit it as well as you should. Then you bring the hammer down right on the shoulder, and you can hear all of the bones and all of the muck kind of just like crunch through, almost like you're hitting something between a swampy, mucky land to eggshells. It's just a weird texture. You bring the hammer back as it pulls out, and you hit the other side, and you see the zombie hit the ground, but then roll back up.
Ew.
Zombie. It as if it appeared that the zombie was killed, but then it came back to life. Is that what would you like to do with your turn?
Nope. I think that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's
All right.
all I got.
I take it now it's the bads, right?
Bad guys next with Wayfarer on deck.
All right, here we go. So that one's gonna go there. True form. They aren't gonna worry about flanking because they're zombies. They don't know how to do that. There's that one. I'm gonna take this one off the screen for now. So this can go here. Yeah. Oh boy. And this one can't get to there.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, pretty much. I am definitely Ralph on the back of the bus.
You are in a target-rich environment.
Yeah. They weren't even trying to get advantage, but they're zombies, so they're not
And
gonna
I recklessly attacked, so they all have advantage. Well, except for the one that's blinded. That one
Yeah,
probably just has a regular roll.
forgot about that one. I kept looking for a blind toggle, but I don't have a blind toggle on my thing. All right. Well, we'll start with Barca. That'll be the shorter. Oh, they scored a natural 20 on Barca. And a 5. So they did just a little bit of damage. Let's see here. I remember what they can do. A slam. So hits 1d6. Okay. So Barca took 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And then Dora does a 21 hit you?
Oh, yeah.
For 4 points of damage, bludgeoning damage. And then Katatsu. I'm going to swing the blind guy first. I take it a -1 doesn't hit you.
No, it does not.
Okay, here we go.
That would be worrisome.
That would be really worrisome.
Okay, a 5 with advantage probably misses.
Nope.
A 14.
Ooh, that actually misses.
Oh, wow, okay. Good lord. 9 to miss. 10 to miss, and one more. Natural 20.
Ah.
Okay, so that's gonna be 2 of those, which I for 4 points of bludgeoning damage because I rolled critical ones on the damage. So
Alright.
good rolling over here. For all of that, you only took 3 points of damage as these monsters are, and what's happening is the blind zombie keeps swinging and knocking the other zombies away from actually getting to the food, except for the one farthest away from the blind one. You're finding that your powers in the moment were more powerful than you'd thought before. But relatively unscathed. That's the big bad's turn. Hold on one second. I'm just doing a little bit of math.
When the big bads are fully done, Wayfarer will be next with IKEA on deck.
Yeah, the bads are done.
Okay, so the guy I'm pinging on the map right now
Mm-hmm.
needs to make
Currently-
an intelligent. Yes.
Currently blinded, just so you know. That's the blind one.
This is going to. I'm just going to add insult to injury at this point. He needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
I'm surprised they even give Zombie's a stat for that. I rolled a 13 for a 9.
Okay. The D2 was 16. So he's gonna take 2d6 psychic damage as I cast Mind Sliver as a cantrip and flood his brain with memories of who he was in life and how far he has fallen.
Oh.
Oh, that is mean.
But also he's blinded at the time. What else?
Dude.
Whew.
So that is 4 points of psychic damage, and his next saving throw is at disadvantage. Or not at sorry, his next saving throw subtracts a die 4.
Got it. Damn.
So when that undead fortitude goes off, he's at minus a die 4.
Perfect.
So yeah. That is all I'm gonna do with my turn.
So what does it look like?
Honestly, I don't think it looks like much of it. Well, let me hang it. Let me double check a thing here real fast. Let me just look. Yeah, so all it is that Wayfair looks at that particular zombie who's flailing wildly, clearly blind, and you just hear, and again, that sort of like subsonic, almost the Blade song voice. Remember. And then all we see is that like zombie over there like glitching out for about 3 seconds, like his head kind of twitching to one side, and then just like kind of resumes what he's doing but with a little less fervor.
Just a single tear going down.
Yeah, just a single like thick viscous tear coming out of his blinded eye.
Yep.
Kind of. Yeah, and being that the zombie is blind, all it can see at this moment are visions of its past life and where it's failed. None of the good things, and you just hear a oh kind of sound coming from the zombie. Yeah, you did good damage. And that was your turn, you said, Wayfarer?
That is my turn. I am going to step away for a second, so I'll be back.
Sounds good. Next up.
Me.
IKEA with Chase on deck.
Oh, this poor zombie there.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that poor blind zombie. First of all, I'm gonna rage. I don't like zombies. I can't marry a creepy guy to them.
That
I'm gonna probably a dead end there. And then I'm gonna shoot this. I'm gonna attack recklessly to this blind guy. With my bow.
Yeah, put him out of his misery. Jeez.
So a 30, a 30 to hit.
He hits.
Oh, and shoot, I
no.
forgot to say sneak attack too. But 11 points with that. Can I add the sneak attack?
Oh, the sneak attack, it would yeah, you're fine. There's someone, it's not that you need to claim it, it's that you would get advantage if you get sneak attack if you have advantage. Or
I just didn't say it, so I wasn't. All right, and so that's
you don't need to call it beforehand with sneak attack.
Cool. So a total of 14 damage.
Yeah, oh man, and it works out. So as you, I just kind of want to see how this will go. Oh, and he totally did. Oh, interesting. So you take the shot right as the zombie viscous tear starts to roll out, and as it rolls out on the cheek, that arrow, you just with such precision shot right through the tear up into pass through its head. The zombie hits the ground, gets back up, and then this colorful sound, or no, not this colorful light that you've seen kind of come off of Wayfair in the past kind of surrounds the zombie's body and snaps it back down to death. Because he had that spell, it did not come back to life. So that was your first attack. Do you have
I only have one attack, so that's it for me.
Ah.
But you do have like a move action and a bonus action. Do you want to do anything? on
She used her bonus
Right.
I
to
use my
trade.
bonus, and
or,
I
sorry, your
don't
move action.
really. This is me, right? Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, I'm good here. I got friends.
Smart. Nice. All right, next up.
After IKEA is Chase with Rocker on deck.
Oh, it's Chase. Yeah, that's me. Let's see here. Chase. Where did I put the card? There it is. Sorry, my computer is going real slow for some reason right now. There we go. I can't cast calm motion. Okay. Chase is you all see as Chase grabs the necklace on her neck and chants a few words, and her body morphs and turns, and you hear this different type of body and bones kind of moving into this giant dire wolf that she's turned into in the past when she was facing her son. And comes actually charging towards that son again, but not towards her son, just happens to be in the same area. Chase jumps over the log like you would normally see a wolf 4-point jump off of the log and goes right into the zombie on the opposite side of her son and makes a wolfy attack. And misses. And misses. All right. Well, it's good to note that I can't hit anything. Yeah, so Chase just comes in running, but kind of trips over the log a little bit and does a bite attack and kind of misses the zombie. And then comes in from the other side with another bite attack and just kind of misses the leg as the zombie slowly moves backwards one step. And that's Chase's turn. Next up.
Then it would be me with Barca on deck. So Rocker is going to go 5, 25. Rocker's going to move to there. And Rocker's going to start with the guy to the west of him. So the guy that's right there.
Yep. So you have advantage.
Perfect.
For flanking reasons.
So I'll do the 24 to hit. Oh, sorry. Can I say I use my bonus to rage?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay. So I move up, use my bonus to rage, and then I swing first attack 24 to hit.
24 hits.
So that is going to be 26 damage, 10 of which is radiant.
And 10 of which is radiant.
Yes.
You strike with such a sunder that you knock this zombie down, and before it even gets a chance to get up, like it's like even fried to a spurt, like with the radiant damage, you smell kind of a burnt, rotten flesh smell as that zombie hits the ground, and yeah, you take care of it.
And then I'm going to attack the one to the south of me. Oh, nat 20.
That'll hit.
Okay, so this is going to be 2d12 plus 4 or plus 6 because I'm raging. So total of 13 slashing damage. Magical slashy damage.
You definitely hit it pretty good. Yep. Still up, though.
And that is all I am going to do at the moment.
Nice.
That
All
was a good
right.
round.
So then we're back to top of round.
Top around is Barca with Kotatsu on deck.
All right, let me just roll something real quick. Oof. Okay, noted.
And I look over at Kotatsu and say, "It's like whack-a-mole, hey brother."
Give yourself inspiration.
Sweet.
Fun banter. All right, so Barca's gonna swing.
Why would I whack moles? They're real friendly.
Oh god.
Oh, I meant to say drunkards. Sorry.
So Barca swings his large axe and is able to hit, but not real hard. Not for Barca. And Barca misses that one and hits that one. It's actually it's interesting to watch your dad fight this particular round, as he does make connections, but just not as much juice behind them, kind of showing that he's not always the true striking power that you've been noticed to have from that you've seen from Bark in the past. But he does do a little bit of damage to the zombie to the south of him. And that's Barca's turn.
Then it is Kotatsu with Dora on deck.
All right. So as a bonus action, Kotatsu is going to let loose his chest laser again at the zombie directly south of it, and it gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a dead zombie.
Oh, directly south of me is dead?
Yep. Is the red X there?
No, that's the one directly east of me or northeast of me.
Oh, nope. That is a zombie because there's a GM layer baddie. Looks like there's an X there. Yeah, go for it.
Wait a second. There's a GM layer baddie?
A GM layer meaning there's one dead. I'd put that's why I see the red X.
I thought there was going to be another baddie after we killed all these guys, and I was like, oh shit. So that one gets to make a Constitution save.
Constitution. 20. Dirty.
Oh. All right. Saves against that then, so it doesn't take any radiant damage or be blind this turn. And then next, I think Kotatsu is going to take an actual swing at the one that's kind of southeast of him.
Okay.
It's kind of kitty corner there. And he's going to recklessly attack again, because that worked real well for him last time.
Fair.
It did.
So that's a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
And that will be 16 points of magical slashing damage.
Dang. Nice. It is still up.
Then we will thwackety thwack it again with a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And this one will be 14 points of magical slashing.
Second math. Okay, so you just as you're doing the work to lay waste, you get real nervous and mad because of all of the zombies surrounding you, and your wild magic is misfiring at the moment, and so you just quickly, nervously come down with 2 strikes on this zombie, but you do in such an anxious rage that you pilot drive it right into the ground to the point that it is not able to get back up, and that zombie is down.
Yes. And that will be all for Kotatsu this round.
But you're a little sad just because now you're imagining that you're doing this to moles.
So the terrified screaming gets a little bit of an almost plaintive quality to it.
You're
Like,
smashing. I love you. I'm sorry. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Kotatsu?
No, that will be the end of Kotatsu's turn.
All right. Next up.
Is Dora with the baddies on deck.
All right, Dora. Did we lose Dora? Might be muted.
There we go.
Ah.
So yeah, Dora gets a little freaked out by the zombie that decided to pop back up after it was dead. So the rage lightning will happen to that zombie again.
Okay.
So they need to save DC 15 dex.
14. Oh no, actually way worse than that. 9.
Still rolled a 1. So whole 1 lightning damage to that one.
So the zombie it gets up after you knocked it down, gets back up. You zap it, it gets knocked out again, but then gets right back up. Actually, oh yeah, it does. I forgot that I have to at least roll a 5 minimally but it did. It rolled a 13. So zombie stands back up. You've officially killed it twice.
I scream as I aim for try to baseball bat the head off.
You go for it.
Oh please, and recklessly, because this is all bullshit. Advantage. 16 to hit.
Oh, come on. Let's go, computer. What? Come on, computer. Catch up. Yeah. You hit it.
Cool.
It's
it
relatively
takes
easy to hit a zombie.
10 damage. Bludgeoning.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh God. Don't do this to me. Don't.
You hit the zombie so hard that its head is now bent over on one side. There's holes in it. There's broken bruises. But this thing gets back up another time looking like Meryl Streep from Death Becomes Her, with just that head just lopped over and just the skin of the neck over the broken, mangled vertebrae in the neck itself. That zombie is still up.
Why won't you die? And I just hit it again.
Just got to make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah.
You are. It's ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
don't care. This is awesome.
Radiant
20
critical. Yeah.
I mean, 22 to hit, so it
22 will
hits.
hit.
And Like it fucking matters. 12 damage to the same stupid one hit point zombie.
You hit it again, and as it hits the ground and stays there, and then slowly wriggles and crawls back up and stands back up with now another like crushed clavicle on the other side. The head is barely just hanging on, and it's got one arm that's just kind of like reaching out towards you, but it's still up.
This is not fair. Why is my day sucking so much? I'm done.
After Dora is the baddies with Wayfair on deck.
Oh, well, we'll start with Dora.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit you?
Yep.
So as you are dumbfounded by this creature in front of you, probably the first time you've ever seen a zombie, I'm guessing at your age, this thing gets back up and with the one good arm comes and rakes like its claws across your chest as it's flailing out towards you, and you take
Not my tatas.
6 points of we'll call it slashing damage
Okay, 3
for now,
because raging.
because rage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every creature on this board right now is real resilient.
Yeah.
So then we'll go. The zombie to the south is also going to attack Dora, just because of the nature of what kind. Like you're moving around and flailing so much that it's just naturally drawn to want to attack you.
That's fine.
But that is a 4 to hit, so obviously misses. Making sure, yeah, it is just making sure because I forgot. And then so we're gonna go to the one south of Barca. Man, that one will miss too. I am not good at hitting. And that one reaches out and Barca ducks the arm, claws, and everything. We'll move over to, let's see, Rocker, the far right. That's a natural 20.
Nope, won't hit. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It will totally hit him. Horribly.
That'll be for 7 points of
Okay.
I think slashing. Let me double check that. Oh, it's bludgeoning damage from a zombie. So bludgeoning from bludgeoning damage. And then Katatsu, we've got 2 that'll attack you. Uh, 13 probably doesn't hit.
And they do get advantage because he did recklessly attack.
Ah, thank you for the reminder. An 18 probably, is that hit?
Ooh, that just barely hits. That's his AC.
Okay, and then a lucky 13, so just 1 hits. That's cocked. 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the one on Chase. And that one misses as well. So a lot of zombies flailing about and trying to hit things, and apparently can only hit Dora.
Yep. That tracks.
Other than that, that is the bad's turn.
Then it is Wayfair with IKEA on deck.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Okay, so Wayfair, hearing the piteous wails of his half sibling Dora, who's having a real rough day, is going to go ahead and target that zombie that keeps not dying with the same thing that he did the other guy. So he's going to hit that one with Mind Sliver. So I need an intelligence saving throw, DC 16.
You know what's funny is I have to roll a natural 20 because it's a -4 to intelligence.
Oh, goodness.
So it's a 1 in 20 chance that this zombie doesn't die. I'm just throwing it out there. And it's important to know that because of this zombie has come back from everything else. That's
Yep.
why I'm
It's
pointing it
gonna
out.
happen. It's gonna happen.
19. So for a -4,
It tried.
is a 15.
It tried so hard.
All right, so it has 9
it
points
got
of
so
psychic
far.
damage, which does not matter at this point.
Nope.
The important thing is for his undead fortitude, he is at a minus die 4 for
A
whatever
minus-
that he is. So he's
a-
at a whatever he rolls on his undead fortitude constitution saving throw, he's gonna take a D4, roll it, and subtract it from the total.
Okay, so he's not out. So how many points again was that?
9
Of-
points of damage.
9, so that's going to be 8 over the top plus I did roll a 4, so that's going to be 12. It rolled a 12. What does that mean? Math nerds.
Well, what's the
What'd you
the
roll
actual,
on the
like, text
D4?
of the effect?
See, if damage reduces zombie to 0 hit points, which it did, must make Constitution saving throw at the DC 5 plus the damage,
Which is
which
13.
all that said is 13.
Okay,
5
so he
plus
fails.
the 9 would be a 14.
But it's 1 over. It had 1 hit point.
Oh, right.
Right.
So
So yeah, so it would be a 13 minus the 4 that you rolled.
For a total of 12.
And you rolled a
yeah,
12. And what was
in
its
this,
combo?
in this situation, the zombie is dead. But what happens if it's a 12? Would it just return it back to 0? Yeah, it'd return it back to 0, which would make it dead.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this
So-
particular instance, the brain of this zombie, the whatever intelligence is there, is privy to how precious Dora's mood is and how he has ruined it today.
Got
And
it.
at which point he just needs to lay down and die.
So
I worked so hard.
So you see Dora as you've been beating this thing bloody. This energy comes up and knocks this zombie down that comes from Wayfair. And you see as the zombie gets one arm up and it just drops. The zombie is dead in front of you.
Can I add just a little bit of flavor to that?
Please do.
The zombie, as it's passing away, there's a momentary flicker of its original intelligence and who it was, and it looks up at Dora with sad eyes and says in a gurgling voice, "I'm sorry," and passes away.
Aw.
That
I'll
is
bury you properly later.
that is Wayfair's turn.
I like it. Give yourself
After-
inspiration if you don't have it.
After Wayfair is IKEA.
I interrupt this to let the toddler say hello.
Hi.
Say hello, Zephyr.
Ah, buddy.
Hi,
Great
Zephyr.
name. Great name.
Great name. Great.
Such
Such
a
a
great
great name. Such a great name.
All right, now you have to go away so I can kill things. Goodbye.
And one day he'll understand what that means.
Right?
Please move. Mommy needs to murder things.
Yes. All right, y'all seem to be taking pretty good care of this little section down here. So I'm gonna try to shoot this one.
Go for it.
25 to hit,
That'll hit.
And 9 damage plus the sneak attack because he's flanked for an additional 11, so for 20 points of damage.
Oof.
Damn.
So the zombie goes down,
Yeah.
but pops right back up.
No.
I just
You're
yell.
Dora Whale. Not
God
again.
damn it! That's it. That's all she wrote for me.
That's
Undead
it for
fortitude.
I did
Undead
well.
fortitude is ridiculous. Truly,
Yeah.
truly ridiculous.
After IKEA, then would be Chase, followed up with Rocker.
I'm just loving this.
All right, Chase is going to do some wolfy things right by Kotatsu. In fact, Chase this time is going to be a smart fighter, even though Chase is mostly about less fighting. But her kids are being attacked, or her grandkids. So
Her grandbabies.
her grandpuppies.
Grandpups. Aw.
Okay, that'll miss. That will miss. Man, I am rolling wild. So yeah, Chase is just not really wanting to damage even the zombies, despite who is that, and makes 2 bite attacks. And as the zombie is mostly preoccupied with Kotatsu, just somehow manages to blindly not be in the path of getting hit. That is Chase's turn.
Then it's to me. Rocker is gonna maneuver around to here.
Okay.
Then Rocker's gonna take a swing at this guy.
Go for it.
Nice. Does a 26 hit?
Yes.
I mean, if he said no, would you believe him?
That'll be a total of 21 damage, 9 of which is radiant.
That zombie is down. Like, you hit it so hard and added the right kind of damage. Almost like the zombie doesn't there is no attempt. It's just zombie down. That's how that went. And maybe a few thoughts in your brain went, maybe there's something to how I did that might help with the other ones.
Okay. With my next attack, I'm going to attack the one on the west here.
Yep. Go for it.
But a nat 1 misses.
Definitely
But
miss.
the way I figured, he kind of did the spin around and nailed the first one, and then was like running around it to try to get the axe, thinking he'd get the axe free, and it just wasn't getting off of there. So then tried to swing, and so zombie bits went flying as he like swung, missing the intended target, but causing zombie bits to fly out in the jungle.
Yeah, and being that it was a natural one, the zombie, like, you have all like the smashed up bits left on your weapon from the zombie you just killed, and as you swung over the top of the one zombie, it ducks somehow, and all those piles and bits just cover Kotatsu.
Oh.
Just like, and a nice chunk of like brain just kind of sticks like right up against Kotatsu's like chin. Yeah, that's what happens.
The
Sorry,
term you're
brother.
looking for is visceral spray.
Ooh, I like that. Is there anything else, Rocker, you'd like to do?
Let's see. No, well, let's see. So I moved 5, 10, 20, call it that. Actually, I'm going to continue moving, kind of wrapping around underneath the guy till I get to there.
Perfect.
Because if I do that, then I'm still within reach of him, so it won't provoke. But that'll spread out the zombie targets a little bit. Hopefully, maybe. And that'll be it. Then that'll be Rocker's turn. So then it'll be Barca is up with Kotatsu on deck.
Okay, let me roll something. Someone roll me a d6.
Sure. Hang on. Ugh. D6. 6. Sure. When I roll for you, I get 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wayfair,
Yo.
I want you to roll your perception.
Okie dokie.
Oh no.
This actually works. The dice gods made it work.
Did they?
I mean, I don't have a terrible perception. The dice gods tell a story. I mean, when you roll like that, that's a 4.
All right, never mind. The dice gods don't.
No, I disagree
gods give it.
entirely. I think
the dice
100%
gods
they're
take
telling
it
a story
away.
right now.
There are so many things going on, and you are so focused with helping Dora out that you're just
I don't
oblivious
see
to
a thing.
everything else. Yeah,
Yep.
you're just it's what you're focused on. All right, well then,
Suddenly, Wayfair notices absolutely nothing.
Suddenly, cool. So Barca is going to take a swing at
Jesus.
the zombies that never die right in front, and that's going to miss. But that's going to hit. Okay, I have a hard time believing it's going to come back from this, but you got, oh my God. I rolled a natural 20 for the zombie, and it needed 18 or
Yes.
So Barca cleaves into this zombie and like cleaves down the eye through the chest, and like you can see the zombie split, and as it comes back up, all of like its entrails kind of fall out from this V shape, but now is just kind of hovering and still, I mean, it's bloody, but it's still up. Pretty soon it's going to be a bunch of things fighting just hands.
Just a
That
swarm of hands.
Yep. Oh, and Barca does get it. He does have one more attack, so he's going to go for it. He hits. All right, we'll try this Constitution saving throw thing again. Natural 1 from a natural 20 to natural 1. So Barca, you hear him scream in just straight up anger, and he hits that same spot again, but so hard that it drives all the way down the zombie, and the axe even buries into the ground about a foot into the ground, and that zombie splits in two, and the visceral spray, as some people would say, hits Dora right across that side of her body. That's the end of that zombie and the end of Barca's turn.
And the end of
Kotatsu-
Dora's childhood.
All, yeah.
Kotatsu's next with Dora on deck.
All right, so we're going to start with the one that's directly south of Kotatsu. We're going to start with their normal attacks this time. And we're going to keep recklessly attacking because that's still working real well for us. So that is a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
And that will deal 17 points of magical slashing.
Ooh. Nice. Still up.
All right, then we'll go at it again. Ooh, that is 15 to hit.
15 hits. Yeah, because they have like an 8 armor class.
All right.
Real tough to miss.
Got it. I like that. And that'll be 19 points of magical slashing damage.
Okay, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so minus 5. And you said 14 or 19?
19 for this last attack.
So 14. Okay. Ah. So as you saw your brother or your father heard him just dice down all the way through one, you kind of like almost I'll try what he did and mimicked it to a T. And you actually like were able to split kind of almost through the zombie, but not all the way through. But that zombie falls down and then tries to get back up and then it's out. Zombie.
Excellent. That one's dead. In that case, bonus action, chest laser, gonna fire it at this one, kind of diagonal from Kotatsu here.
Go for it.
And it gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't know why I can't remember that. Oh, gets good. Dirty 20.
Dang it. Another dirty 20. Fine. No radiant damage or blindness for him again this round. But next round, or one of these rounds, we'll get it at some point. But that is Kotatsu's turn.
Yeah, these things have horrible intelligence and dexterity or charisma, but great constitution.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. So yeah, that's Kotatsu's turn.
All right.
After Kotatsu is Dora with the baddies on deck.
All right. It's fine. It's fine. I will attack the last one that is south of me because I got reach.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to recklessly attack. Oh. 28 to hit.
It definitely hits.
For 12 damage. And
Well, it is still up, but just barely.
I hit it again. $20 to hit.
Hits.
For 14 damage.
Okay, give me a second. How do you want to do that? Just knowing that you haven't been able to do that yet.
So, and just for flavor, because I was holding on to my electrical charge for this fucker if he popped back up. So, just for flavors, and of course I rolled a 6. I get super mad, and you just see the tears rolling down, and you just go, I just want you to just leave us alone, and I need to see my mom again, okay? And I swing, and you'll just see the lightning storm ball just brew up into my mouth and on the tip of it, and I smash down, and you just see the zombie just get electrocuted, and you see this whole skeleton just light up and explode.
Nice. Give yourself inspiration if you don't already have it.
Cool.
Nice. Is that all of your turn there, Dora?
Yes.
All right. Next up.
Dora's the baddies with Wayfarer on deck.
No, there's not a lot of them. All right. We are going to do this in 2 phases. All right. So the one is still going to attack Kotatsu. As Kotatsu, probably 10 doesn't hit you.
Oh, it does get advantage because he recklessly attacked again.
Yeah, that's still a 10.
Yes, that does miss.
A double 1. Oof.
Oh,
Definitely not going to hit. The other one is going to attack Rocker. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
All right, that's for 3 points of damage. All right.
And that's bludgeoning damage?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, at this point, Wayfair, though, he is both IKEA and Wayfair. You both feel those same percussive sounds now, but way more. And all of a sudden, you hear a kind of like a low line clicking growl.
Great.
And as both of you look behind you, if I can get where I want to be, come on now. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong overlay. A giant lizard pops up behind you, but you notice it to look. It's really big, bigger than Ralph. Also has the same kind of almost weird stuttery movement, and you can see the ribs, you can see flesh falling off it. What you're looking at is a zombie T-Rex, and it is coming towards Wayfair, and doesn't quite get all the way there. Stops right about where it's at. That is the baddie's turn.
I think that Wayfair in this moment lets out a less than masculine scream.
And it is your turn to do so.
Right, yeah. So Wayfair lets out a less than masculine scream.
Burned my voice out.
I've been sick, so I'm trying not to, like, it's super high pitched and very, very not in the gender norm of manly.
I think that would be on point at this point. Just saying.
You know, I think he freaks the fuck out in this moment. Like, he's been trying to reserve some resources in this case, like only using cantrips to attack the zombies because they're just fucking zombies.
Yeah.
But I think in this moment he freaks the fuck out and launches another lightning bolt.
Yeah, I could see that.
Next DC 16.
DC 16. Hold on, I gotta pull these particular stats up.
Lean into the character. Hell yeah.
I am definitely doing that.
DC or Dex, you said?
Dex DC 16, yeah.
Okay, at least Dex is a little bit better with the T-Rex. It makes it.
Okay, so it'll take 15 points of lightning damage instead of 30.
Oh.
Let's see here. What layer am I on? I'm still not used to being on the right layer. Okay.
I mean, if you had a GM inspiration, you could have him roll again.
Can't. It's for D20 rolls, unfortunately.
Ah.
Let's see here. And what was that damage again?
15 electricity damage.
So
Thunder, yeah, electricity damage.
you let out the, kind of scream, and you throw this lightning, like after you kind of compose yourself, but you do it you're just thrown off enough by this horrific image that you're not quite, you don't aim quite true, and you see this lightning hit this giant zombie lizard, and you see like the lightning travel across its body, and you actually see the different light painting happening across the trees from the flashes of this, because it's still night. But you don't see the zombie or the zombie lizard even come close to reacting. It like you just at a tree.
This may provoke, but I don't think he cares. 5, 10, 15. He
It does.
backpedals very quickly.
Don't think it does.
I don't know what its reach is, so.
Yeah, it might have him.
How does it reach work with a? I haven't ever really thought of this. How does a reach work with a large creature?
Well, I am
My
20 feet away from it, and it is.
It still depends on the creature, because even some large creatures don't get reach in 5th ed.
It's a T-Rex.
If you've got the stat block underneath each of its possible attacks, it should tell you what the reach of that attack is.
Yeah.
And if they're within
That
that
one.
reach and then leave that reach.
Guess
Oh,
it could
yeah.
bite.
You're right.
opportunity.
You're right. There is reach right at the end of it. The
Or
bite.
kick like a kangaroo.
It's all 10 feet.
Okay. I was 20
we're
feet
good.
away, so I backpedal and I am fine, but also not fine.
None of us are fine.
I was fine, but I'm not fine because my most powerful damaging attack did nothing.
I think it's my turn. if you're
That is
done.
fully my turn. I am done.
If Wayfarer is done, then IKEA is up with Chase on deck.
This is not good. I am gonna try to shoot it because that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna do what is it called? Frog spit, which I'm gonna try to touch my little arrow. I'm gonna try to make it fall asleep because I know that can do that. We'll see if that works. Can you
Technically, you
dead
can
things
attack
sleep?
and do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the attack.
Yep.
Yeah, it's part of the attack. 17 to hit though.
I think it probably hits. Yeah, it's a relatively easy creature to hit.
Okay. So I have to make a wisdom save. 14. Hi, child.
It does not make it save.
It falls asleep
All
and
right.
also gets my damage. It will wake up if it gets any more damage.
It falls asleep till the end of
Oh,
your next turn.
the end of my next turn. Yes. And 13 points of damage
And 13.
for
points.
what it's worth.
So it doesn't actually list
That's-
sleep under its immunities?
Nope.
Wow.
The
No.
zombie sleeps.
You can't
That's
poison it,
really
though.
funny.
Yes.
IKEA is literally like jumping up and down, like yes, I did it, yes.
Yeah, so you draw back your bow, and as you kind of take the arrowhead and you wipe it on this spot on the bow itself, on the wood part of the bow, where you see scratch marks before. You draw it back and you shoot, and it goes kind of through a couple of the open ribs, but definitely hits on the other side. We actually see the arrowhead poking out of the back on the of the Tyrannosaurus, and as you do, it kind of looks at you, and then staggers and staggers and staggers, and then you kind of hear that, and then it hits the ground, and you feel an even bigger impact. IKEA, I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Jump.
Oi. 15.
Yeah, you're not knocked prone.
Cool.
You were just close enough for that probably to.
One of my
shake something up.
jumpings, like I jumped at the same time that it fell, so it didn't matter.
Yep, and currently, the zombie lizard is prone and sleeping.
Beautiful.
I love it. Is there anything else you're doing, IKEA?
Just jumping for joy.
All right. Next up,
Chase is up with Rocker on deck.
I'm assuming Wayfair is probably screaming all the way back to the group, kind of like a
Yeah, there might be a small urine trail as well.
Yeah, Shays will assume like one of her granddaughters screamed, but then sees Wayfair running towards her and is like, oh, and decides to, and then watches as IKEA puts it to sleep and decides that, you know what, proud of her granddaughter, not going to step in. Looks like she's got it controlled. Gonna attack the zombie in between here. Got it. That'll hit. And let's see. All right. You see as Chase finally connects with a bite, and the bite drags down the zombie, but the zombie wakes back up on the ground, pulls the jaws off of it, gets back up and stands up. And then Chase bites it again. Let's do another Constitution saving throw. That is a 19. Same exact thing. Chase keeps trying to bite into this zombie, but the zombie will get knocked out, but then just pull the jaws apart, pull its body out, and then stand back up. That zombie is fine. And that's Chase's turn.
Then it is Rocker. Rocker is going to start by attacking the one just to the north of him. Does a 20 hit?
20 hits.
That'll be 22 damage, 8 of which is radiant.
That zombie's down for the count.
Then Rocker is going to move up and is going to attack the one in between Nana and Katatsu.
Go for it.
Does a 13 hit?
Yeah.
So that'll be 12 magical slashing damage. And then
All right. What kind of damage was that?
Magical slashing.
Give me 1 second. You actually, same thing. You have the touch. You're able to defeat the zombie there as well.
Okay, and then I'm going to use a bonus action to inspire Wayfair and give him a bardic inspiration, which is a d6.
And how do you do that?
You got this, brother.
I like it.
It'll only bite you hard once.
Hulk
then you're
Hogan
good.
was a country singer.
There you go.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. So you all watch as Rocker lays waste to these zombies. Like, he has got the ability to take things out as he just runs through about 2 or 3 zombies there, and then even though has cleaned up the zombie threats, and still is able to inspire Wayfair. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Rocker?
Yeah, you do see like every other hit, give or take, there's like a flash of bright light, but
Which
with the hit.
which reflects off the forest, as we like, if you were not looking in the direction of Rocker, you would see all this light kind of flashing off the forest. In fact, you would see these different things happening, and some of you might be thinking, there wasn't a lot of light before we started, but now we've got a lot of light in a forest with zombies.
And then Rocker's actually going to move up 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and I think I used 5 feet already. So move up to there. Because Rocker's doing great. He's excited. The adrenaline's pumping. He's ready to go.
Not within 10 feet. Okay.
And that'll be Rocker's turn, so then it'll be Barca at the top of the round with Katatsu on deck.
Perfect.
And I believe this is round 4 for anyone that needs to pay attention to such things.
I think most of us are in rage, so yeah.
All right, Barca. Oh, wrong button. Barca. You're going to find out something about Barca when he's raging. Barca doesn't recognize that said creature is sleeping. And rage screams all the way up and takes a swing and misses, even recklessly, somehow. Rolled 2 2s. Does it again.
Wait. Well,
Oh,
I was gonna say if it's
that
incapacitated,
surprise?
couldn't you just coup de grace it? But can you coup de grace something in a rage?
Coup de grace.
Coup de grace really isn't a
they
thing in
don't-
5e. What it's going to be is that
Yeah.
since it is asleep and incapacitated, hit is going to count as a critical hit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Shit.
And
I didn't-
you know, with
I
brutal
didn't-
critical and that sort of thing.
Oh, crap. Yeah, the one to do that would be Barca.
All right. Well, here we go.
1 billion damage.
Right.
1 million damage.
So Barca runs up screaming, but definitely more in like a rage army sort of way. Comes in and brings the axe down on this creature. It is still up because it's a T-Rex, but does 62 damage in the process.
I mean, he has multiple attacks. He can take the second one. It just won't be a crit because it's awake now.
Yeah, it's awake now.
Well, it won't be with advantage.
Yeah.
No, it's still prone. It would be with advantage. It
Still-
just won't be a
Oh,
crit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, 11. Yeah, that one hits too. That is 5 damage. Plus the rage damage, which is 7. By the way, something that isn't added in D&D Beyond. If you're rolling through D&D Beyond, it will not add your rage damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to manually add that. Just
Yep.
make sure you. I've missed rage damage so many times. Probably a zombie Tyrannosaurus Rex worth.
Yep.
Let's see here. Yeah, so you see as Barca comes up and just cleaves this giant crushing swing into this sleeping Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he pulls the axe back out, and you see different pieces of brain matter kind of spread, and it wakes up, and before it can get up again, Barca backhands it with the other side of his axe, takes another smaller dig into part of its face, and then it's still trying to get up. Barca takes one more swing, and actually does another small amount of damage to the other side. The beast is bloodied, but it's not looking like it's being affected overly by what's happening. That's Barca's turn. Way more effective than I thought he was going to be.
After Barca's Katatsu with Dora on deck.
All right. Gotatsu was really about to do the exact same thing, so I was going to move the 40 feet up, and then will attack the zombie T-Rex. Hey, that's a nat 20,
Oh, shit.
I love that for you.
right?
Indeed.
That only rolled 1d12, though, so let me roll the other d12. 8. Oh, there we go. So 22 points of damage there.
Okay. Okay, it's still up.
Okay, we take our second attack on it, which is a 25 to hit.
It'll hit.
Okay. For 15 more points of magical slashing.
That will hit. It is still up.
And since there's no other zombies left, chest laser gets fired right into the zombie T-Rex's face, and it gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
Just laser.
I gotta see what the Constitution is on this guy. Oh shit! That's a 19.
Ah, darn it! I was hoping the T-Rex would fail to save. It would have been hilarious.
That would've been
So no
funny.
damage, no blindness, and that is all of Kotatsu's actions.
After
Oh.
Kotatsu's Dora with baddies on deck.
Well, I will join everybody in the fray and move up my 40. And the Mecha T-Rex.
Smack a T-Rex, smack a
unfortunately-
T-Rex.
No, because I'm not flanking, so I wouldn't get auto advantage.
Oh, hold on one second.
Well, it hasn't gone, so it is still prone.
Hold on
Oh,
one
that's
second.
fair. Mm.
Kotatsu, I forgot something. I need you
Yeah.
to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. 22.
You succeed.
Thank God, I was going to be really worried if that failed.
All right, Dora, continue.
Okay. So I'm gonna run up and I'm going to try to hammer this thing.
Go for it. It's just laying there, laying
laying
down,
there.
waiting for you.
It's fine. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Jesus, where was all this when you guys were facing the smaller creatures?
This is when it
This
counts.
This is like
Right.
the most anticlimactic Jurassic Park battle, but I dig it. It's all beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes a really great like animation in my head, though. Like some animated comic, the T-Rex just bursts in, "Roar," and like a blowgun dart hits it in the neck, and it goes, and then falls over, and then in from the side slides everybody like holding baseball bats and ladders and stuff, and then they all
Like-
just start all at once whacking the shit out of it.
Right?
The first half of this combat is Resident Evil 1. The last half of this combat is Resident Evil 3. Like,
Right. And then okay, so first off, the damage, that's 34 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Also, because I scored a crit hit to that creature, all its attack rolls against creatures so everybody gets advantage on this creature until the end of my next turn because I domed it in the head.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the first hit.
Perfect. Next hit. Wing.
Second hit, 28 to hit.
28 will hit.
Okay, then that's going to be 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to shock it with some lightning too, because fuck that guy. 6 points.
that guy.
6 points. Is there a saving throw for anything like that?
Oh yeah. That's no, because it's prone. Is it? Well, no, it's a dex save. So I don't know how that is that disadvantage then if you're
I
prone.
think when you're prone, your dex saves are at disadvantage.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's still a dex save 15.
Okay. It misses it. The T-Rex is down. 1 second. So you do enough
prone-
damage where you knock out the T-Rex. You see, just like Barca came in, you came and you buried your weapon right into the T-Rex, almost in the same exact spot, like hitting it in a very critical spot. And then your next throw, you turn and you whack it across the head and knock it out in the lightning one more time for just good measure, but it pops like it doesn't pop back up, but it heads goes from down on the ground to back up.
Nice.
Why won't they stay dead?
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Is this because of a? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I got nothing. Con save. Oh, nice. 26.
You are good. You're saved. All right. Anything else with your turn, Dora?
Nope.
All right. Next up.
After Dora is the baddies.
All righty. The baddie is going to get up and use half its movement for that. All right. Well, at least I'll get to maybe attack once before y'all kill it. It's going to. Oh wow. Okay. It's gonna go
Feel your pain,
after.
man.
It's gonna
Feel
go
your pain.
after Dora.
That's fair.
Dora is the one who put it out. Does a 25 hit you?
Absolutely.
All right. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okie dokie. Oh, 12.
12. Okay. You take 20 points of piercing damage
So 10.
plus
Okay.
18 points of poison damage. And you are infected for the next minute, which is an infected creature suffers a stacking -1 penalty to all rolls they make until the infection ends. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the infection on itself on a success and increasing their penalty to rolls by 1 on a failure. So you can choose to do a saving throw and add a 1 to the penalty if you don't make it, or you can take everything out. It's kind of like a double or nothing technique, if that makes sense.
Hey,
Currently, you have a -1.
got it.
All rolls, anything you roll.
Shit.
And then it's going to take its second attack. Does a 19 hit you?
Yeah.
All right, make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Okay. 24.
Okay, you save that. You take 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. 11. Okay.
But as it moves to knock you back, it misses. You're able to dodge out of the way. Well, that was fun for the one time I got to attack with it. That's the Tyrannosaurus Rex turn.
You
Then it is
almost
way-
got me to bloody.
Then it is Wayfarer with IKEA on deck.
All right, so it needs to make an intelligence save DC 16.
This is fitting. Let's see here. Intelligence. Yep. 5 for a 1.
Okay. It takes a whopping 2 points of psychic damage as its tiny dinosaur undead brain is filled with a cloud giant with a rolled up Sharn Inquisitive newspaper, bapping it on the nose, going, "No! God, T-Rex, no!" And it has negative D4 to its next saving throw, which would be right now.
Saving throw. It is a saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right. So you did how much damage originally? Just remind me of that.
2.
2.
It's
No.
2d6. I rolled snake eyes. It was bad.
Where you've been so successful before, and though it would have been funny if you would have taken the zombie out after you ran away, it like speaks more fear into your dreams as none of the other zombies decided to come back from this except the T-Rex. And as you throw that out, you're feeling confident, and you see the one eye pop open and its head lift back up slowly.
Right. So Wayfarer then goes, hang on, 5, 10, 15.
Fair.
T-Rex has no regrets to play upon. It is in death as it was in life.
I mean, really just proving that T-Rexes really are just big cats because there's no like guilt or regret centers in a cat's brain.
I'm gonna go with that.
That is fully the end of my turn.
IKEA is up then with Chase on deck.
You're on mute.
I'm on mute?
No.
Nope, I was
Ikea's
on
on
mute.
mute.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
trying. How do I get to move on roll 20? Because I'm not. It's not working.
You click yourself and you can use the arrow keys.
Otherwise, if you look on the selections on the left-hand side, the actual arrow icon is what you do to select things.
Yeah, it's not working. I don't.
Darren,
this
does
is
she
me-
does she
That's
not
what I
have
was-
access to the character?
That's what I'm looking up right
I don't.
now.
I don't think I do.
Not sure. Let's see here. I can't remember where that is, and I have an older version.
If you
It's under.
double click on the icon,
Yeah, I can't do anything except for
No,
make
no.
little.
not IKEA, Darren. If you double click on the icon
Yep.
where it shows like where the different colored dots are.
Yep.
If you keep scrolling down, there should be under the GM version, there should be a setting that says who has control of the character, and you can just put IKEA's name in.
Yeah,
Or-
I have that in there already. Of who
Okay.
can control it. Represents character IKEA, nameplate IKEA.
I'm logged in under Narashti, I think, or me. I don't. It just says
Yeah, but
Narashti at the bottom.
It shouldn't really matter.
Okay.
Darren, I'm gonna quick log in as a GM and see if I can rectify
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. And I might have I think I made this token too, because we didn't have an IKEA token.
Yeah.
Well, and if
Some
it said it was
of that.
controllable by IKEA, you might have the token set up to be controlled by the character sheet. But if the character sheet isn't controlled by Bailey, that might also be the breakdown in the chain.
Good point.
I can move you for now. Where would you like to go?
Okay. 1, 5. Just over to the east a little bit, over by these trees.
Like kind of
Maybe, like-
here-ish.
Oh, I'm sorry. The other direction.
So over here-ish.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just trying to get a better shot.
Oh yeah, you
Or
for
like-
sure have line of sight. I mean, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so it's
I know, but
towering
I
above.
also was just trying to separate myself a little bit from from people. All right, I'm gonna try to make it sleep again. We'll see how well this goes. Rubbing it on the frog spit poison here. Oh, 14 to hit.
It hits.
Excellent.
I'll
All
roll it.
right, so it needs to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
It's dirty 20.
Okay. But it does have 23 points of damage for
Ooh.
whatever it is worth.
That's worth a lot because it can't come back up from that. I can't. Oh, can I? What's my constitution?
I like that.
5. Oh no. I have to roll a natural 20.
Thank you. I was gonna roll it again, but
Nope, didn't get it. So you're able to, as you're trying to put it to sleep, you actually just aim a little more south, and that arrow goes into the mouth, down the throat, and right through into the chest cavity, and right through the heart. And as that happens, that T-Rex goes down and doesn't even attempt to come back up. Zombie T-Rex is down.
So let me get this straight. She shot it with its mouth open. It happened to inhale at the right moment
yeah, love
and
this.
took it straight in the heart.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
I love it.
I mean, there isn't a whole lot to the zombie T-Rex inside, because it's open and been spilling out various entrails and viscera throughout its zombie-led life. But yeah. We are currently out of combat. You've got you all are covered in zombie blood and bad
Wounds.
smells, and
I honestly
Big
imagine we
wounds.
just stand there for a minute, like
Listen.
already. Like,
Hold
is
on,
it
no.
coming back?
Listen, the only thing I'm covered in is my own urine. Thank you
that's
very
fair.
much.
Yeah. That's right. You and IKEA are relatively clean because none of you were
Range.
you were mostly ranged out that most time.
Actually, Rocker is gonna spin his battle axe around to fling a bunch of blood off and goes, "That was fun. We should find more of those guys."
No! No more of those guys!
That one seemed easier than the zombies, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the smaller zombies.
Speak for yourself.
So
All
I
right, so
think flashing light. I think they're affected by strobing lights or something. Because every time I hit them, there's this flash of light and they just go down. It was beautiful.
Yeah, but Dora had flashing lightning, and that did not go well for her.
Nope. Most of the time. Nope.
I had a flashing chest, and that didn't really help.
I'm
Well, you're all
Lightning-
doing it wrong, I guess. But you know,
Lightning did
that's where
dick
the
for me,
training
and it
comes
was
in.
bad.
So I'm gonna take a potion of healing that I have in my basket that my mommy gave me, and it's gonna say on the bottle, "Mommy special syrup."
Adorable.
Shays
It's
is also
it's fully Robitussin from the 1980s, so it's fully narcotic. Just
100%.
Shays is also going to throw out a mass healing word to all of her grandkids.
Ooh.
so two quick
for
things
8 points
before we press ahead.
yes.
One, full disclosure, when I did the long rest, I also did an arcane recovery, which gave me back one of my spells. I didn't announce it at the time. I'm letting you know now. Second, we've been going for about 2 hours. This might be a good time for a break.
That's where I would. Yep. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, just because We got a little bit more. I think we'll do. We might end a little early. Just thinking about where we're at, but it also kind of just depends on how this next section goes. So, 5 minutes, or you know what? We'll go 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So you all
Honestly, for those of you on YouTube, you're not gonna know. There's maybe about 15 seconds. So, we'll
YouTube
be back shortly.
magic.
All right.
Say
YouTube
bye-bye.
math.
Say bye-bye.
Yeah, I guess we're back, and the group just laid waste to a bunch of zombies and zombie T-Rexes alike. Are currently standing in a star-ridden night sky with zombies over with zombies below your feet. What would you like to do?
Well, Dora's gonna go over to the one zombie that said he was sorry, and she's gonna gather up his pieces and bury him. But only him. All the rest of the fuckers can stay.
And I'll say 85% of what you grabbed is actually the zombie. There's a few pieces of the few others that are lying around, but it's hard, you know. I mean, Barca and you over there were doing some good damage, especially to the one. The one before it died was already in about 10 pieces. So, which was the one that said that. So, but you're able to handle that.
While that's happening, Wayfair goes and changes his pants.
Make a dexterity save. I'm just kidding.
Rude.
Oh wait, didn't Chaser, wasn't they're doing a mass healing word?
Yeah, you that was for, I think it's still up here.
8.
For just 8?
Just 8, yeah.
Oh. Gotcha.
And you can have 0 if you want, but
No, it's fine. It's no.
It's a mass healing word.
It's fine. I'm sure I'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like 16 to a bugbear.
That's
would
what I'm doing.
to do outside of burying the zombie?
Yeah, do we want to keep going? Do we want to camp now? What?
Can we even see the mountain? Like, IKEA's gonna go try to climb a tree and see if there's a mountain.
Yeah. Make a I'll let you do acrobatics.
Yoo-hoo. 25.
You're able to get to the a nearby tree. You use the zombie T-Rex corpse to help you kind of get up a bit further, and you're able to start about a quarter up the tree. And as you get to kind of the top, and as you're looking, let's see, dark vision on bugbears. How far is it?
6 feet, I think.
60 feet. Yep.
Yeah. You see in the distance to the south silhouettes of what could be a mountain, but it's a moonless, starry sky in the middle of the night in a very non-light polluted place. So it's.
But but at least they can see the silhouette. There's no stars over there.
Yeah, that's basically what you're seeing is a silhouette. And it doesn't look like it's miles away. It does look like it's over a ways, but you're probably looking at, I don't know. It looks far. It's hard to discern distance, to be honest, in the dark. But it doesn't seem far, but that could be a size thing too, mountains.
She's gonna drop down. Okay, guys, it's kind of far. I vote we sleep.
Okay.
I'm down with sleeping because I'm down hit points, so you know.
I mean, if we sleep, we should set a watch. He says as he's returning from changing his pants.
I can take a shift.
Me too.
I'm not the best at it, but I can certainly try.
I can
I
take
can help.
like either the last shift or the first shift.
We can let the baby just sleep.
I'd
If we take
appreciate it.
3 shifts, then everybody should be able to get the sleep that they need.
I got one. I can take the middle one.
I'll take the first one.
I'll take the last.
I'm gonna just
I
sleep.
sleep. I sleep.
During my watch, I'm going to make a necklace out of the T-Rex teeth, if I can. Or maybe just, it's big, so maybe just like one tooth on a necklace. It's going to be very crude. I don't have any of good abilities in that.
Yeah. A T-Rex tooth is, I mean, for a bugbear to wear one, that would, I mean, it would definitely look like a Flava Flav clock on your body.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
here
mean-
for this.
That really just makes me want to wear it more.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Feel like this should be our like family jewels.
So we have 3 watches. First is
Katatsu.
Kotatsu's first, second is IKEA, and third is Wayfair.
Is Rocker.
No,
Rocker.
third is Rocker.
Third is
Wayfair's
Rocker.
sleeping.
Wayfair sleeping. All right, so we'll start with Kotatsu. Kotatsu, for your time of watch, make a perception roll.
That is a nat 20 for 26.
So throughout the night, you don't hear any other kind of animals, because that's probably what you're looking for,
Yeah.
knowing your character. I mean, other animals, and definitely more of those impact sounds, which there are times throughout that you do feel different impact sounds, but they're not like they were, where they felt like pretty close. But the thing you don't hear is any animals, which is very weird for you to be in a forest and not hear anything at any given part of the night or day. You know that there's different there's different animals that are nocturnal, that would definitely be out and about. So you're, for the first time, ironically, on this particular continent, you feel lonely. Which you haven't felt lonely really on this continent, because you've been surrounded by Bird or Ralph or something
Right.
that's kept you where you like to be.
Huh.
Other than that, you hear the forest moving at different times, but nothing that is threatening to the group.
This place is creepy.
Is there anything else you want to do during your watch?
No, he's probably just super bored with no animals. Kind of sits there kicking his legs, waiting for it to be done.
Yep, and it gets done, and IKEA takes your place. IKEA,
Yeah.
you roll your perception.
22.
22. you're very focused on seeing if there are any creatures that you could hand off to a creepy dude. So that's kind of where your focus is at. You're also kind of like going through your list of just like either lesser paramours or people around you that you would feel okay like introducing. But you're having hard times coming up, like, because it just feels like, man, that's a kink that I don't know if I'm gonna find. Like that's different. That's different.
Mhm.
And you also kind of experience the same thing. Very quiet. It's very like you've been in the forest as a ranger. You're used to the similar things, knowing that your survival is pretty high, and so you're used to hearing animals as well. You don't hear them, which is kind of weird.
I'm a rogue, not a ranger, so
Oh, that's right. You're a rogue
yeah,
bear.
it's all good.
I always get those two in my brain screwed up.
Yeah.
Never mind. But I will say this: your brother is Kotatsu, and you sometimes are like, I mean, I see an animal, but I'm not going to tell him about it. Kind of vibe.
100%. I actually do have speak with animal through my barbarian like primal path. But she doesn't really use it just to annoy Katatsu. Or will use it to annoy Katatsu. Like
whatever annoys Kotatsu more. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But other than that, you hear things moving throughout the night, but nothing that threatens the group.
Cool.
And then finally, we're at Rocker. Roll your perception.
24.
24. Dang. For
Rolled
bunch of
good.
perceptive bugbears, damn. So yeah, throughout the night you're hearing a lot of the same things. You're not hearing many things. The big difference with you is dawn hits for your part of the watch. And as the sun hits the horizon, you're definitely used to hearing birds.
Okay.
That's like their time to shine, right before dawn and then coming up. And to the point where like it's not that you are so in tune with animals, but you're in tune with music, and you know that birds sing. And so a lot of times when you are up early in the morning, you are enthralled with the musicality that happens from the different birds, and at different times will incorporate different melodies and things that you hear from nature. Unlike your sister IKEA, you're doing it in a way that you might be able to incorporate into a song for Kotatsu, maybe. That Kotatsu might recognize, like, oh, that's a speckled warbler in your melody line, kind of vibe. You don't hear the forest moving though by the time that happens. You heard it moving throughout the night, like before the sunrise. Like there's different movements, but nothing that threatened the group. But as you got to dawn, it just got dead quiet. There's no wind this morning. There's no rain. The temperature is like creeping up fast, where it was pretty chilly in the night. Now it's probably like, October in Minnesota currently, and only about to get worse. Right. It's like I pulled out all my flannel for no reason. So yeah, that is your watch, IKEA. We're gonna go back to you.
Yeah.
So after your first watch, before your first watch, you were still kind of reeling from battle. And the sleep was kind of there, but not. You were still trying to work through it. Just some of the things you saw, the fact that you're dealing with this acolyte. Every once in a while you get distracted by Kotatsu, trying to call out to random moles that might be in the ground, and just because there's like all of a sudden misses moles for whatever commentary happened during the battle. But you drift after your watch. You do drift to sleep because now you're pretty tired. You're kind of over everything, and you kind of battled falling asleep during your watch, just because everything was starting to kind of catch up to you. And you fall asleep, and you drift off into a very, very dark, dreamless almost sleep. And then you hear a familiar voice.
Oh, shit.
Have you found them yet?
It's the acolyte. I'm working on it.
Working on what? Finding me a mate? It might be just worth it for you to marry me.
You know, I think you could do better.
Oh, my, how you make me laugh. And the laugh wasn't like what I just did. It was more of like a more dark, sinister. Well, let me give you a reminder of what waits. And you wake up. And as you wake up, you see the web on your arm is now grown all the way up to over your bicep. You now have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws until the foreseeable future.
IKEA is gonna like that morning kind of go over to Chase and be like, can we fix it? Like have her look at it like really sheepishly.
Yeah.
Owie.
And you feel a little more tired when you wake up. It's like you woke up, but like while having mono or something. It's like really the rest wasn't there. Your arm doesn't hurt, but there's like almost like it fell asleep kind of nature to it, numb, tingly a little bit almost from whatever happened. And funny enough, not on the lower part, but where it grew up to your arm. And it's not like a pretty like, oh, this is an amazing arm sleeve kind of tattoo. It's chaotic, it's thick, it's goopy at different times. It's got texture to it. It's not just a tattoo, it's almost like a hard fungal infection growing up your arm. And it's got a little bit of a smell to it.
Oh.
As Chase takes a look at it, she does you hear her grab her necklace and chant some words as she casts Greater Restoration.
Doesn't do anything.
Does nothing. But she does hug you and cast Calm Emotions.
I feel better.
Everything will be all right, my dear. Let's just keep our mind at the task at hand. I'm here for you.
Okay. Just go back and eat whatever we have for breakfast.
Which everybody has a ration minus Kotatsu. Because Kotatsu fed all of his rations to a bunch of seagulls. Yep.
Because IKEA is... Oh, sorry.
And one cracker to Ralph because he ran out of... Go ahead.
Because IKEA is now calm and at peace and maybe a little unlike her self. She's going to sit down and share with Kotatsu.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely like probably like an edible every time you hug Chase and she casts Calm Emotions. Like you definitely feel kind of like pretty relaxed, a little out of like your normal personality, a little bit, a little more confident in your own, like a lot of your anxieties and stuff kind of maybe even drive a little bit of the nature of how you treat your siblings and how you treat society. And this thing coming up your arm isn't helping, but the Calm Emotions definitely does.
Kotatsu, it's weird that I'm being so nice to you in like not just, helping in awkward situations.
I think it's one of those things that Kotatsu is initially like very confused by, but very quickly like learns to just go with it and is like smiling and happy and content, peaceful in the corner.
Also, for the record, I want a grandma that gives me edibles.
Yeah,
Right?
for real.
Hug edibles. That's huggables. That's what we're
Oh,
calling.
huggable.
Oh my goodness.
Grandma's baking.
You know what?
Aw.
Both of my
You get
grandmas are
the
dead, but
love.
at least one of them would have done that.
For sure.
Not mine.
All right. It's morning. The group is awake and had breakfast. Everybody got a long rest that needed one, except for IKEA. Got enough rest, but obviously has other things going on that
Yep.
would impart a disadvantage. It's quiet. It's eerie. It's kind of like the Mirkwood from Lord of the Rings. Super quiet. Nothing living. There just isn't a bunch of spider webs growing through the trees, but there is a bunch of weird flora and fauna throughout the entire forest that is now coming alive to a certain extent as you all are kind of getting up to the path and out of kind of the area that you're sleeping in. You now see all the zombie bodies kind of out and splayed and cooking in what now is what feels like an incredible amount of heat, especially from where you all had come from maybe 24 hours ago from the cold continent of I can't remember at this moment.
I think it's the Frostfell, something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's home, HOM. Now realizing why that is more difficult. Should chose like Berkeley Furniture or something. But home, where it's cold, it's in the mountains. So, yeah. So, what's the group do?
I mean, I think we continue on our way.
Yeah.
Continue on the path going south. All right. You continue the path south. The morning, it kind of goes by. The heat starts to hit really hard. It gets to be kind of that humid heat again. But you start to see the forest start to break away where it was really thick from where you had your zombie battle. You're starting to see it grow, and you're starting to see it change from the mushrooms and the moss and the dead vegetation that it was all growing on is now more of a lively forest with more of what you saw near the city. Katatsu, you now start to hear the birds and some of the animal sounds coming back. In fact, it's not too long before all of you notice that, because it was so eerily quiet that even the sound of a chickadee from a mile away would have some sort of resonance for you. And as you continue, you approach, you see the forest breakaway. And there's still kind of a long, I would say about a mile away, but you see your first vision as you come up over this hill of Silver Claw Peak. And now Silver Claw Peak is an amalgamation of about 4 or 5 different mountains. And there's like 2 lower ones kind of in between you with the valley, and then you see this giant one. And what you're seeing is you're seeing for the first time dragons, and not a small amount of dragons. We're talking different sizes, some very, very large, some very, very small. You could try counting them, but they're probably upwards to 20, 30, but they're moving all at a rate and around that. It's pretty quick. And the thing that you do notice, even from this distance, is when all of them hit the sunlight at different times, it is silver that is reflecting off their scales. You sometimes see them fly straight up into the sky and then not return for a while. The other thing you notice is right at the foot of the mountains, you can't tell what's going on, but it almost feels like there's a barrier, like almost like a moat, but you can't really tell, or maybe a crevasse that's out there because you're far away. But you're probably a mile away from Silverclaw Peak. As you continue on the journey, you definitely start hearing the animals fly, like be back in the forest, as I said. And as you approach, you now are approaching an area that gets pretty open. How would the group like to proceed?
I think Dora would be like more towards the middle of the pack. She doesn't have the greatest perception, and this is all new.
I'll look towards the rest of the group for a little bit of guidance. Be like, so do we want to be sneaky or announce ourselves?
I'm not the greatest at sneaking. As I jingle.
I feel like if we cannot do one extreme, that maybe we should do the other.
I mean, I can go invisible. I can do
My
that.
point, I'm not terribly stealthy either. Neither is... He gestures towards Barca.
Hey,
Am I wrong?
you're actually wrong.
Dad's got skills. We're bugbears, man. We're all sneaky.
Hey,
He's actually pretty stealthy.
is it really?
Yeah, yes. So, I mean, he's not intelligent, and that gets him in trouble, but he's pretty stealthy.
Sure.
I think maybe
could-
Wayfair in this moment is equating stealthiness to subtlety.
Yeah, Barca's got a +7 on his stealth.
That's fair. Again, I think Wayfair is equating stealthiness to subtlety.
Oh,
And
100%. And he's
subtle
not very
Barca is
subtle
not.
at all. Yeah, no. He can be stealthy. He just chooses or cannot recognize that he can be one of the two.
He chooses the violence.
Well, I guess my question is this. We're here for Tia, the daughter of the child of the king of the Silver Dragons. Are we here to kidnap them? Or are we here to... What are we here to do, specifically? And he's directing this question directly at Barca.
Well, Barca, okay, Barca can fill in gaps here. Barca, not Rhiannon. Barca, not Rhiannon. Barca, not the information. Barca. See, when Barca in last group used own talents as things that were like Barca strong. So Barca did the strong things, and Rhiannon smart. So Rhiannon did the smart things, and and Gavin's clumsy. So Gavin did the clumsy things. So we all had roles within group. So Barca not used to thinking. Barca not Rhiannon, but Barca help. Sorry, Barca not helping. Barca digresses.
Fully a word he learned from Gavin at this point.
Oh, 100%. And it probably came out in part giant. Barca goes on to explain that not really sure what's going on, but Tia was in danger, or that the group got the vibe that Tia was in danger, and that we needed to get into the fray. As far as the parents being kings or queens, leaders, yes, and that we don't know if Tia is being held by her own actions or being held back by not her actions, or if she's choosing to stay, being forced to stay, but something is off, something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Am I close on that, Brian? Informationally?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. I just want to make sure. I saw an inquisitive face on your face, so I want to make sure. Like, wait, am I forgetting
That
a
is
piece of
100%
information?
rocker. That is 100% rocker trying to comprehend everything that you've been saying. That
Perfect.
is not a
So-
Brian reaction. That is a rocker reaction.
Got it.
When we get where we're going, we're going to have to ask questions of people, yes?
Of maybe even dragons.
That too. So making our presence known probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, if I'm being entirely honest.
I mean, you're friends, right? Can we just say you're visiting a friend?
A friends with Tia.
Yeah.
Barca also helped kill other dragons that weren't so nice. Not
What
all dragons are nice.
What color were the dragons you killed?
That's racist.
No offense, kid, but that it seems racist.
I mean, like everybody was dressing up in different. Ugh!
I am teasing. I am fully teasing.
I know.
No, rocker actually is 100% not teasing. He's like just pointing
Oh,
out.
okay.
Uh,
The
Barca can't even remember what they were. That was so long ago. I know they were dragons.
I'm going to pitch this, and every last one of you can shoot this down if you wish, but we're going to have to go in and we're going to have to find out precisely where this individual, this dragon, is. We're going to have to find out what the situation is, if they're being held against their will, if they're being held on, simply because they want to remain here. We don't know this information. And going in surreptitiously for some of us is not, sorry, smaller words, going in sneakily is not precisely something that we're all capable of doing.
So forward then, or
I think
You
going
talk-
forward,
you talk like Rhiannon.
given how high of esteem you hold Rhiannon, I'll take that as a compliment. I think going forward as we are, making our presence known is the way to go. And I think if we are challenged or anything to that effect, we should perhaps just simply say that we're here to see your friend.
That's what I
Okay.
said.
Well,
Barca.
I am
Barca-
agreeing with you, IKEA. I'm not trying to take credit for your idea.
Oh.
Hey, that rhyme.
okay, well, I can get people's attention, like play some.
I think going in just in full view is fine. I think we only really need to worry about it if we're challenged by anybody.
Do you want?
I
Do you want one of us to maybe be super sneaky? To try to stack the deck just in case?
Would being super sneaky separate you fully from the group?
I mean, I'd
You
just
or
be
you or
invisible.
whomever. Okay.
Why were you saying you're bad at being sneaky before? You can be invisible.
I can only do it once.
Fair enough.
like
How
once
long-
ever?
Like once
yeah,
a
for the rest of
day.
your days. All right. And how long can you remain invisible?
An hour.
All right.
Pretty long time.
So I would say hold off on that. If we are able to spot an incoming individual, I wouldn't say no to having somebody that they don't know about. But I'd hate to have you turn invisible now and have it take 3 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Might be more helpful to turn invisible if we need sneaking about the
To, like,
dragon
try to-
castle. I don't know. Where do dragon kings
layer?
live?
Layer.
Cave?
I've gotten the impression
Well,
from the
dragons
various
have
studies.
layers.
Dragons do have
Fancy.
layers. However, silver dragons
ogres?
apparently tend to live in high places, so mountaintops, perhaps even clouds. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but Yes, that's a thing that I read in a book once, but it's a lot of folklore and not a lot of hard facts. So,
I can't
Um,
fly.
neither can I, unfortunately. So,
I could
I
breathe
think
underwater. But we
that
didn't go that route.
may be useful. At any rate, unless anybody strongly disagrees, I think we should press ahead as we have been not hiding our entrance, but also not drawing a great deal of attention to ourselves. And if challenged, then discuss the possibility of seeing Princess Tia? Is that? It seems like an accurate. If the daughter of the king, if they're the child of the king, sorry, they them pronouns. I have to remember this. If they're the child of the king, that would Princex. Is that how that
Yeah.
works?
Princex, I think.
Princex.
Barca, not sure on terminology. Barca, not even sure if king and queen. Barca, Barca, it could be just leader, president. I don't know.
Then
but-
perhaps just stating that we're here to see Argentia may be the way to go.
Yes, not Tia. Tia, Barca's name for Tia.
Okay.
Dragon. Other dragons might not know Tia as Tia.
So out of character, I think Shez said Argentia at some point, which is where Wayfair picked it up. If I am wrong, that he wouldn't have said that.
I'm pretty sure Barca said it as well
Okay.
in the beginning, but it would have been probably like Argentia, not Argentia or Argentia.
Gotcha. Then perhaps yes. Does anybody strongly disagree with this particular course of action?
Barca, think you're very smart.
Yeah, I think whatever you say, brother, that makes sense to me.
It was my
that-
idea, so clearly I'm in favor.
Fully
Sorry,
IKEA's
sister,
idea.
I didn't mean to. Yeah. You guys know what you're talking about. I can make some noise.
Barca is like
I'm just Wayfair splaining it. It's fine.
Barca is also just like looking at you, like trying to like. You can see him looking like you over, kind of like your different features and stuff, and he's pondering different things. What you don't know is he's like, "Who was your mother? Who did I sleep with? A smart lady?" He's trying to put that together, and he's like, "Whoa, that's not what? Okay,
Look, smart people have kinks too. That's all I'm saying.
you know." Well, it's not so much that who or what Barca was into. It was the fact that he was given his partners by his captors. So he's like, who was this smart that they were willing to give me, and was it actually someone highbrow and not like actually was some sort of status, and he's not aware of. So like that's what he's trying to put together, is like there's a deeper backstory here, but he doesn't quite understand what deeper backstory is. Anyway, all right. Well, sounds like we're moving forward, but not necessarily sneaking or anything, just acting as travelers upon a common road.
Yes. We're not like deliberately drawing attention to ourselves, but we're not stealthing. We're just walking towards the mountain.
Perfect.
I will even pull out an axe and start strumming like a jaunty tune.
Perfect. Everything seems to go pretty well as you're making your way. There are different times. There are different times that you could swear that there's like dragons that'll fly pretty high over the top of where you are, and like they're breaking away from the swarm to kind of fly almost over you, but then not at the same time. But you keep making your way. All of a sudden, you approach uh, a clearing or breaking of the trees. The mountain is now really in front of you. And as the trees kind of break away, what lies in front of you is a long stone arch bridge. And on this stone arch bridge, about 4 or 5 columns back, there's these different stone like dragons with axes, kind of just like sitting there on each side. And they're probably every 10 feet. And I'd say, gosh, it's probably 5 or 6 sets of them after the first 3 sets are like not there. And you can kind of see the bridge is kind of very broken down in different spots in front of you. But across what the bridge is crossing below you in a gorge about 65 feet to the south is a river of lava, which is kind of weird because you do feel a lot of heat coming from the lava, but not enough to like hurt you. And it's pretty, but it's deep. We're talking hundreds of feet below, but that's what the bridge is going across. Other than that, the bridge goes across and then it gets you into what looks like a path that kind of weaves in between the 2 smaller mountains that are coming here that would lead up to Stone Talon's Peak.
Just a clarification question. You said this was a stone arch bridge, so the pylons of the arches go down hundreds of feet?
I have a visual representation for you. Hold, please. Be sure this is the one. Let me click into it first before I put you on it. Ah, yes. One second here.
I will edit this in.
Edit this in. Oh, I get what you're saying. All right, here comes the player line. All right. So where you see the kind of the token looking things, those are the gargoyles. Apparently you can't find those very easily on D&D Beyond. Nonetheless. And then the bridge and the water that you're seeing, that giant water splotch that's there, that's kind of, that looks like a giant river, that is actually hundreds of feet below you, and it's lava, not water.
Goodness.
Where am I seeing this? Where did you post it?
It's
in
in
Roll20.
It's the
Roll
map.
20.
Oh, I logged out or I closed that. I'm coming back. Thanks.
And as you can kind of see, the bridge in front of you is kind of broken up. You can see kind of the podiums of where the stone arch looking golems that you can see halfway down the bridge that are hanging out there are no longer there. And you do see some slats and stuff that it's a stone bridge on the sides, but it's mostly wood in the center. So it's stone arch on the sides, and then the bracing supports are stone underneath, but the top is wood. What would you all like to do?
We're gonna have to cross that.
Yes. I feel like we should move and keep our eyes open. This would be a considerably advantageous point for an ambush, but also where I would challenge, where a guardian or something like that would challenge people coming into my town. So it may be an overt attempt to get to understand what our purpose is, or it's trying to kill us.
That's okay. So,
I think
uh,
we proceed forward. I think we go single file, and I think we stay as close to the middle of the bridge as we can.
all right. Single file. Stay in the
Well-
middle.
Also, maybe we should keep looking up because if we're just looking forward, I mean,
Yes, no,
Dive
I
bomb.
head on a swivel. Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
Um,
who do we want to go first? I'm kind of tanky, but
I actually think IKEA has shown significant capability for being able to spot things before we encounter them. So honestly, IKEA, if you're willing,
there.
you may be the best bet to go first, followed by somebody who's able to take a hit. So either we'll go with Dora.
Me.
okay.
And then maybe Rocker and I towards the middle, and Tatsu, if you wouldn't mind bringing up the rear, and then Father and Shez behind them.
Sure.
All right. Sounds like we got a plan.
I see in no way this could fail. That's Adam. That's Adam, not Wayfair.
Okay. I mean, Narashi's gonna take, or not Narashi, I'm looking at that name. Akia's gonna take a minute and, like, can I get a perception roll staring at these statues?
Yeah, go for it.
Badly. 12.
They look like stone statues. But like the craftsmanship on these particular gargoyles are very, very impressive. And different than any sort of artistic stylings you've seen that even go back to where you come from. And you've seen, through your time as a kid, through wherever, you where your captors had you originally. You've seen different statues and stuff, but nothing quite like this.
Ikea will slowly lead the way.
Actually, since we're just within 60 feet of the first gargoyles, I'm going to use Magic Awareness class feature. So as an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. I can at least see if there's like a magical trap on the gargoyles or something.
That's a good call.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. Is there any sort of roll, or is it just detect magic kind of situation?
Basically just detect magic, yeah.
Got it.
Yes. So all of our stuff is glowing. Wow, all of our magic stuff that we were wearing on us.
And is that an area effect or a target?
Area effect. Any spell or magic item within 60 feet of me. 60-foot radius.
Fair enough.
I suppose that
Okay.
would include behind us.
That's all the thing. Everything I'm asking. You sense a lot of magic all around you. Not only 60 feet out, in front of you, above you, there is general magic. Yeah, kind of all around, and you can't. It doesn't say. It tells you what kind or anything like that. Just if you
when you
sense it.
it says when you sense a spell, you learn what school of magic it belongs to. So I could tell something like evocation, summoning.
Got it.
Is that when they cast it, or just in?
No, just when I sense a spell.
Gotcha.
If there's like an
Okay.
active, because it's just for one round.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So let me rephrase. Like a magical item, if it's not a spell, would that be an enchantment? Like a necklace, a sword.
It might be enchantment plus some other effects depending on the magic item.
Yeah. If it was something that like increased hit points or cast healing spells, it might register as healing or restoration.
Like as a necromantic item would probably tinge both the
Yeah.
enchantment and probably some necromancy. It's just an example.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
It's not as specific in 5th ed as it has been in some other editions. Let's put it that way.
All right. So behind you, you sense necromancy. Around you, you sense illusion, enchantment, divination, and conjuration. It's a lot of different magic happening around you.
Wow. There's a lot of different kinds of magic here.
Bad magic?
I don't know if you can
In-
tell the nature of the magic.
I don't think so, no.
Kia doesn't really know anything about magic, so she's just. So it's not bad, so it's not gonna hurt us?
He never said that one way or the other.
But unfortunately, we have no other way to go.
That's a
Just-
good point.
Extra caution. We might get fucked up.
Okay, well then, let's go! And Kia forges ahead with all of the confidence of a young adult teen.
Should I go
Up there.
invisible, maybe?
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oof.
You got
Man.
this. It's all good.
14!
Yeah, you make it. So you're
good.
able to travel your first 30 feet. So you get kind of almost past the tough layers there that is in front of you.
There.
Hold on. Oh, that's right. I didn't have roll 20 up. I was looking up stats. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
There you are. Okay. Yep. You're kind of like, yep, right, almost right before, let's see, just want to make sure 10, 20, 30, back 5 feet. I'm just going to move you right
Oh,
there.
sorry, I miscounted there.
No, you're good. Yep. So you're able to get closer to the stone golems that are sitting there. But you're able to do so successfully.
Woohoo. I'm gonna follow.
Hey, Dora, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. That's so cool. Dex save. $13.
Yep, you're able to do just fine, and you're able to get all the way up and be on the same plane as your sister IKEA.
Join me. Ah.
That giant.
Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay, Rocker, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Now, is this one of those danger sense things where we can roll with advantage?
I didn't
It has
even
to be
think of that.
some sort of effect we can kind of see coming.
I mean, you can kind of see that the slats are missing, so I'll grant it. Yeah. Figure maybe
And I got
the DM might pay it
25.
forward. 25, perfect. You're easily are able to kind of skip across and get right next to Dora and IKEA.
The
That would
trick
be
is
me
don't
next.
put your foot on where there isn't one of the boards.
Rocker always coming in with the good advice there.
Sound advice.
I learned it from you, sis.
I had a 13.
13 does just fine. You're able to get all the way up to the bridge next to IKEA and Dora. Barca is going to roll his.
Kotatsu will start creeping over as well.
Okay, Kotatsu, go ahead and make a dex save.
Ooh.
I knew
You-
one
you-
of us was gonna.
You do have advantage
Oh, I do.
because of danger
Mhm.
sense.
Okay.
You have advantage.
Danger
We all
sense.
have.
That's right.
Well,
Thank
good.
God.
We're all
If you have
barbarians. We all have
danger
danger
sense.
sense.
Well, we all have
God.
some barbarian, but whether you have enough.
Oh,
Danger
that
sense
turned
is
a
like
6 into a
second level.
23.
I
Oof.
know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, everybody is able so far. Wayfarer, Kotatsu, everyone's made it to right before they've got about a third way down the bridge. Next up. So we're not currently in initiative. So if anybody wants to move more or not, that's up to them.
Did Shays
Yeah.
move? Shays move?
Yep. The Barca and Shays both made their moves up.
I mean, Ikea will keep going.
Yep, Dora will as well.
I'm just
Okay,
gonna roll. I'm just gonna
yeah.
roll mine and
Okay, hold right there.
Yeah.
All right. As you get in between the gargoyles,
Mm-hmm.
they come alive.
Yeah.
So since Ikea was first, Dora, let's have you stay back
Okay.
for now. And Ikea, drop yourself right in between the gargoyles.
Right. Just past him?
No, you're about right.
Okay.
Yep. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
$14.
Okay. Oof, that's not good. So they beat you on the dexterity saving throw. The gargoyles chop out the wood from underneath your feet with their axes, and you start to free fall.
I can't fix that.
No.
Roll initiative.
Oh God.
Oh,
so Darren,
no.
we're gonna need to wrap up around 5 here. Is this a good stop place to?
Oh.
Yep, we can stop
Are you
right.
sure?
So let's not roll initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you're free falling, that's the end.
It's a great cliffhanger.
It's a literal
Right?
cliffhanger, right? I guess I'm not even hanging, I'm falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just dropping off of a bridge that is suspended between 2 cliffs, so it's relevant.
Mhm.
Sure.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with my initial cliffhanger. As Ikea starts to fall down into the crevasse, you start to feel the heat get hotter.
My one thought is, well, at least I don't have to find that guy a wife.
Getting hotter and hotter. Then all of a sudden, as a group, you see a silver blur diving down into the crevasse. And then you see a dragon spread its wings and catch Ikea. Eventually gets Ikea all the way back up and lands on the Stone Arch Bridge. And actually, she doesn't land on the back. She claw grabs Ikea. All of a sudden, a magical word is uttered once the dragon lands on top of the bridge, and all of the stone golems' eyes go from a bright red color to stone cold. And as the dragon turns around, we hear Tia say, "Barca, what are you doing here?" And that's where we're going to end.
Fabulous.
Now I still have to find him a mate.
All right, if you don't mind, I will close this out. Thank you everybody for watching us. Once again, I'm going to be that YouTube guy. Give us a follow, smash that bell, give us a subscription, download it if you're inclined. You can just delete it right away. You don't have to keep it. We are very, very grateful that you're even here and made it this far. We love you very much, and we will talk to you next time.